he said he's in APC. Even though he's against anything, he will not come and say, okay, my supporter go to this. He will not. He's not the kind of man. So there's no all this CBC blog, all those no. There's no CBC blog without Buhari. All those one are just noise making because they're looking for validation or to get recognized or something. But if Atiku, because I know I'm saying this because I can see some Atiku boys on this space, they will still fund him like is everything. Even where the party have two governors, they will still fund him is the one can do it. They're not be honest. It's not about because they know like if he got there, they're gonna give them aid or give them one thing or the other because they've been supporting him for a long time. It shouldn't be about him. The any coalition in Nigeria is not having. It's not even about okay. Let's talk about no. It should be obvious. We are making this coalition about Peter Obi. Nobody should come and cajole Peter Obi and get into coalition and form one party before you know we will not win the election. You will not win the primary. There's no way Atiku will go in primary with Peter Obi will go head to head Atiku in primary. They will say, oh, everyone can contest. It's democracy now. They can't tell anyone not to come. It's a cajole. So, like I said, any coalition without Peter Obi is a no no. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to open the floor for some one or two engagements. Anybody can grab the mic. I don't care. 3 minutes. Let's go.
Sorry, I want to engage this last speaker now.
Or is there no order in this space, Deji? Like, is this like how you want to run the space? I
Yes,
thought these people who come here to raise their hands up and speak.
I'm not going by raising of hands. I'm going by how you guys came in. So it's almost your turn anyway. But I'm going to
Now, I
allow.
don't, like you said,
Sorry.
engagement. I don't understand what you mean by engagement.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me explain. So engagement is for someone maybe wants to ask questions. You people want someone wants to respond. That is it. Why? Because when someone is speaking, you are not allowed to interject. So that is the only opportunity you get to speak or when it's not your turn. So that's what it means. Anyway, Adam, go on. You
Deji,
wanted to
I
ask a
said I
question.
wanted to engage last.
Yeah, go on, go on, go on. Baba, go on now. Time to go. Yeah.
Other movie can't hear you. Maybe you drop
Voila.
and come back.
All right, let's move
Yeah,
on.
let's
Let's move
just
on.
move the
Let's move
mic.
on.
Move the
BC, you
mic.
are back.
Can you
Go
hear me?
on.
I said I wanted to engage
Yes,
the
yes,
last
I'm
speaker.
back.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh, okay,
I will
Adam,
go on.
just chill. Let BC go. No time.
Okay. Well, good evening once more. I am an Ashiwaju supporter, and I'm happy that the stars are aligned in our favor. So I think we need to understand how the power is being shared in Nigeria. And this was not done by Ashiwaju, it was done by the military. It's shared between North and South. Everything favors the president as we speak, except something else happens tomorrow. Number one, the power is in the South for 4 years. Why the South is playing good politics, sensible politics, is that they know that for them to bring out a Southern candidate now, it will be difficult to sell in the North. Because that means the North will have to wait for another 8 years. Then there will be a tumor problem in the North. So that is why it seems as if the South leaders have come to a consensus that, man, it's better for us to go with the devil we know than the angel we don't know. I think that's why everybody is trying to align because they want Tinubu to do his 8 years and get out so that the North can come in and they can vie for the vice president position. Unfortunately, my brothers in the Southeast, I don't know what's wrong. If they go with Obi, Obi will not win that election because it will be difficult to sell Obi in the North. And the North Central, for your information, Obi did not win North Central. It was Ashiwaju that won North Central. Northeast was won by Atiku. You can go and check your record. Obi won Southeast and South. And now the Southside is aligning with Ashwa, it will be difficult for him to win. And even some Southeast leaders that understands the game. If you remember, Soludo said it. He said, don't go for an election, Obi don't go for an election that we know that you can't win because it's going to jeopardize the opportunities for the Southeasterners. I pray they align later. Another thing we are failing to realize is that the politics is all about money. Bukola Saraki came out last week and said Which PDP governor is ready to sponsor the election? None of them. So now the question is that when all the South governor, the last election was sponsored by Delta State governor. Yes, Atiku might have some money, but it was majorly sponsored by Delta State. So now that all the state governors are gone, who will sponsor PDP? That one is another question. Another thing is that we forget, on social media, we say Tinubu is not working, Tinubu is not working, Tinubu is not working. This same Tinubu have tripled and doubled some of their revenues. So that money that the South governors, some of them did not dream of having in years, in many years. Most of the governors that have run the state, they don't have that money. Now they are having the money, and you're now saying that they should not support him. Nasarawa state governor came out and said, I have done first term, I'm in my second term. This second term is when I am able to even pay salaries and even do projects for the first time. You are saying that they should not align. So those are the factors that are working for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Another factor is that there's factor of time. We are just in 2 years. It's still remaining 2 years. It's just for Asiwaju to deliver on his reform. Once he delivers, everybody we align. But my fear with all these things, I'm a Nigerian, is that I don't want a one-party state. But the way I'm saying it, heading towards that. And that's the major problem I think we might have. Because I'm not scared for Ashiwaju because I know his antecedents. I know Ashiwaju will not bastardize the whole thing. At least it's going to work. But what of if he leaves? It's going to cause problem. So for me, I'm happy, but there's still time. Anything. Thank you. Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
I'm
you very
sure. I'm
much.
sure you are very happy. I'm sure you are very happy. But let's move on.
I'm extremely happy.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Um, Mr. Kolade, it's your turn.
Can Grant go before me, please?
It's not Grand's turn. It will be Odunayo's turn.
Let someone go before me.
Odunayo, go on. Okay, Grant, go on.
Yeah, you see, my God is great. All this thing where they do make you sideline me. My God
Make I
say lie,
stop
lie. Don't
lying.
fear for this space. Thank you so much, Kolade. I greet you, Deji. I greet Michael. Thank you very much. Let me first of all say I agree 100% with that my brother from Enugu who spoke. In fact, it was as if my consciousness was tethered to his own. He knew exactly what I came up here to say. Let me first of all state it categorically clear. Hmm? There is no South versus North. Absolutely no. None. There is no South versus North. You cannot make this about South versus North. Hmm? That is number one. Number two, Okowa, the campaign to the APC, I don't see any meaning behind it. Unless maybe there's something else I do not understand. Because for as long as I understand Delta North politics, Okowa is not defeating the current Senate of Delta North. So what is this the campaign to the APC going to bring to the APC? Absolutely nothing. In fact, he was Atiku's vice presidential candidate. And what did he actually did he deliver Delta State? He didn't, right? So that is number one. Number two, Deji, I think we should be very careful so that we don't make the same mistakes that we made prior in 2023. You see this, mindset of you see when you want to go into a battle and you already have a defeatist mindset, you understand that battle is already as good as lost. We come and we paint picture of a man who is larger than life, who is grandiose, who is undefeatable. I think somebody's mic is on. And this is what they did in 2023. And at the end of the day, look at the disaster we have to deal with today. Please, if we are already nurturing this mindset of, oh, this man can do and undo, he is not going to be defeated, I think there's no point having these discussions every day that we are having. That is number two. Number three, I think the North is gearing up for a battle. The North is gearing up for a battle. I saw an article where they were actually saying that they will not tolerate any election rigging in the North come 2027. That is a subtle admission that they actually helped this man rig the election in 2023. And this time around, they are very much, aware of what is going on and they wouldn't help him. So you see, all we need to do, all we will pray for is that even if the North is not going to support P2P, the North should stay away from the fight. Because I put it to you, Deji, 100%. I stand on this and I can debate anybody on this. What's his name? Tinubu has no support base. Tinubu has no support base. Even in the Southwest, Tinubu has no support base. Deji, you know this, I know this, everybody knows this. If you look at the results, the so-called result they presented in 2023, look at how he supposedly won the election. 25% here, literally pulled over the line by INEC, 23% here, 26% here, 27% here. He won so-called quote unquote that election with some of the lowest margin we have ever seen in this country. What that means is that there is no proper base for him. In fact, his greatest strength in that 2023 was the Northwest. That was where he got the highest number of votes because of whatever they may have done for him as a favor, as a payback for whatever he did for Buhari when he was there. So Tinubu is not even likable in the first place. He's not more likable today than he was in 2023. So I keep, imagining where all this, noise about him going to do this and do that is coming from. See, this will all boil down to what Nigerians actually want. It is up to Nigerians to decide if they actually want to get Tinubu out of that place in 2027 or not, because the man is very much defeatable. Yes, you can say that the governors can influence result of election in one or two places, but the truth is this: some of these governors are first-time governors. There is a limit to how much they will interfere, especially when they see where their people are tilting towards, because their own position will also be jeopardized. Please don't also forget that some of these governors will be standing for election on the same day that the presidential election will be holding. And some of them may not be able to even make it back if they move in a certain way that the people do not like it. So they will be very cautious how much engaged they are going to be. And they understand as it stands today, Tinubu is one of the presidents that has had the lowest favorability rate in this country. His favorability rating is so low, right? It shows that the people does not align with the man. He has no base. So let us forget all this noise about he is aligning with governors, he is doing this. Yes, they made see, this is just a normal political thing that they do there. It is the political season. People will always, defect from one party to the other. In fact, wasn't it the other day that we saw people defecting from PDP and APC into Labour Party in Abia State? These things are normal. People are trying to go to where they feel that their position will be secured. But at the end of the day, the person in contention here is Tinubu. It is not those governors. I say it again. If anybody, tells me that Tinubu has a support base here in this country, I want you to come and debate me on it and tell me where the support base is. And people coming up here to say the South is the Southeast. You see, unfortunately, many of you do not know what the Southeast is. The Southeast is one of the only regions in this country that you can never influence their votes. It is basically impossible. If you think what I'm saying is a lie, go and ask people like Soludo. Ask people like Chimaroke Naman. In fact, in the course of trying to influence votes in Enugu, Chimaroke lost his own senatorial seat. People punished him for his interference in that election and his utterances. So if you think that Tinubu has anywhere lost, and again, let me even say, somebody came up here and said the South has agreed. What is the South, please? Can I ask you what the South you're talking about is? When did the South, when did Akwa Ibom, when did Cross River, when did Delta State, when did Edo State, when did Bayelsa State all come together, sit down and tell you that they are going to support Tinubu? You see, like I said, this is what we are doing here, just political permutations. We have heard things like this before. It's not the first time. We heard even worse in 2022. People said all kinds of things, but at the end of the day, we saw the outcome. We can come up here and say all manners of things. We are not in the know. All of us here are just Johnny men. We just come up here to come and give our unsolicited opinion and move on. At the end of the day, most of the things we say here may not come to pass. So the idea that, there's this alliance, within the South groups that they are going to vote for Tinubu. Please, where is that alliance? I want to know who is forming the alliance. So Deja, will end with this. Tinubu is very much defeatable. Tinubu has no support base. Even in the Southwest, he doesn't have a support base. That is why he has to go to the higher level and then try to buy off people. That is just all he knows. But what I'm saying is this: let them not stay away from this. Even if they are not going to vote for P2B, let them stay away from it. P2B will trash Tinubu black and blue. if they leave that election for for P2P
So,
and
so
Tinubu.
you mean even in the south, with all these moves, all these defections, senator from Edo, senator from Oshu, senator, governor from that, all of these people going into APC. Let's take away North now. Say in the south, you mean PO will still win Tinubu in the south?
The G, they are switching party for their own political survival. I can understand why people from PDP can would defect to the APC. Because as it stands today, PDP is just as good as dead, right? So they will have to go somewhere because they are politicians. These people are only doing these things for their own political survival. Anybody coming up here to come and tell you that the reason why they are defecting is because they are gearing up to help to, secure vote for Tinubu in 2027. The person is deceiving themselves because we know that even the ones who did the same thing in 2027, many of them did not succeed. So, Deji, what I'm saying is this, we know that the election of 2027, they are looking at rigging the election massively. But my own thing is that the fact that the North was the major support base of Tinubu in 2023, and as it stands today, he is at loggerheads with the North. And the North has already come out to say that whatever they did for him in 2023, they had paid him these debts. They are not going to repeat it in 2027.
Go on,
Let them
Michael.
stay. Let them stay away from it and let the battle commence.
Go on.
Because see, sorry, Michael, you say what?
Yeah, like you said, don't you still think it falls back to the North against the South? Like you said, the North is not ready to even help Tinubu this time around. They've threatened and they've done said everything. Nobody must rig in our zone. So don't you think it still falls back to the North versus the
Which
South
might
this time?
end up be like next president might end up going to the
Yeah,
north again.
yeah.
My brother, that is a possibility. Like I said here, Deji, what we are doing here, we are just doing deliberations. None of us can see the future. We are only trying to, connect dots here. At the end of the day, the dots we connect might not actually be the reality. So we can just talk about it based on what we understand or what we expect to happen. But at the end of the day, that might not be the reality. But from my own understanding as it stands today, I don't want us to come and start spewing this narrative that the South is aligning and gearing up for Tinubu. That is a lie from the pit of hell. You understand? That is a lie from the pit of hell. The South is not easily influenced when it comes to voting. And if you see all these people defecting, switching parties, that is what politicians do in this country. They have no loyalty, they have no integrity. They are only doing these things to survive. That is just the reality of it. But at the end of the day, the reason why I'm saying that, you see, the North is the game changer in this whole thing. Because the North literally carried this man on their back, to that particular seat that he's sitting on today. Because they rigged massively for him in the North, brought out massive number for him in the North. Go and look at the number they give him in Kanu. Go and look at the number they give him in Kaduna. That Erufai give him in Kaduna. Go and look at the number they give him in Kasina. It was literally like them paying him back for whatever he did for Buhari. And today they are coming out. Even I saw one of the press conferences where they were talking about, that no rigging will be allowed in the North in 2027. I saw the Sultan of Sokoto there. So you know that these people are very serious with what they are saying. So what I'm saying is this. Tinubu is not somebody that is beloved. No matter how much they try to package him, Tinubu is not beloved. This is his second year and counting. And his favorability rate is still not there. He got into power one of the lowest number of votes in this country as a president.
Yeah.
So if the North can stay away from the fight, because what I'm saying is this, the North naturally will find it very difficult to go for P2P, especially those core North, Northwestern, Northeastern area. I'm not talking about the middle belt, right? I know how they play their politics. Yes, he will get votes there. But if they are coming out to say that they are not going to carry this man on the back, then let the battleground be between people. Let it be support base versus support base. You see Tinubu consolidating, governors today because of this election. It is because he knows that, deep within himself, he doesn't have the support base. So what he's trying to do is to buy off everybody that can influence the election in the states, which are the governors or to certain degree the senators, right? That is the only thing he's trying to do. Tinubu is not a fool. He knows that he's not beloved. He knows that he doesn't stand a chance with Nigerian people. If the
Uh,
election is to go, let's say, what do you call it, without rigging, right? I don't even think Tinubu will come a distant second or third. So, Deji, what I'm saying is this: please let us kill the mindset that we have already lost the battle before it started. No, Tinubu is very much vulnerable. He is very much defeatable, and there is nothing like an alliance in the south in favor of Tinubu. It is going to be a battleground because we are fighting for the soul of this country. It is either we fight for this country now or we end up with a country that is one party system. Somebody has come up here to tell you that there's nothing wrong with some one party system. Go and look at countries where they practice one party system and tell me how they are faring. Case in point, North Korea. Thank you very much, I yield.
Thank you. All right. Odwai, are you there? All right,
I
Odwai, you
think
can
it's
go
quite
ahead.
this for days, anyways.
All right. Mr. Claudia, are you ready now? I see truth. I see you. I see you. I see
Yes, I'm ready.
you. Go on,
Okay.
please.
That's the color. What are you ready for?
Yeah, please let me speak my own. I need to speak my mind. Okay, so
Sorry, Uncle
yeah,
Kolade Deji, you can take me down if you need space, please. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, a lot of people have said, a lot has been said. So, but this is it. Now I'm happy people are waking up to the fact that we know what the problem is and we know how to fix this problem easily. And the problem as it stands today is Alaji Atiku Abubakar. And if he truly loves Nigeria and Nigerians, he knows what to do. And people should just be on his neck for him to do that. Going into a one party state, I heard someone said, "Oh, yeah, that there's nothing bad in it." I just, I shake my head for Nigerians, for some Nigerians. Well, but the way things are looking right now, we should not deceive ourselves. Hmm? We need something needs to happen. In case people do not know, like what's it called? Grant rightly said, Tinubu knows he doesn't have the numbers, he doesn't have the support base. So what is he trying to do? Tie himself to the governors, tie himself to the senators, tie himself to the local government chairman. Then Akpabio and his group of legislators will now help him crown everything by saying the election will be held the same day. So, which simply means, as those ones on that day, because every governor will spend their own money to push their election. If election is being held at the same day, automatically the money they will spend on themselves, then they will also help Tinubu on the same day. So, can people add this one and two together? Because that's where the problem is. It's not in buying over these people, but it's buying over them and creating a structure where whatever funds they want to throw into the election, they will be throwing it to benefit him too if election is held the same day. Remember what happened in Lagos. Remember what happened in Lagos. But Lagos governors who wants to win their own election, so they will keep their money. They won't push it for presidential because their own is coming in 2 weeks' time. So they will keep it, and that affects him. But that is about to change. So for me, as it stands today, there's no whatever. As we all know for sure who has the numbers, who has the organic love and power and energy to move things forward. And what is simply needs, yes, the nuts truly they are boiling as it stands. But this man too, no, 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 no. He doesn't have a grip of the South, and he can never have a grip of that South. But he's just trying to play card. He just needs 25%. That's all he's fighting for. And with the governor on his side, he will get the 25%
Well,
he needs.
Mr.
But
Kolade, there was a video, a podcast by um Ali Baba, where he was saying that he had a conversation with President Obasanjo, and one of the things Obasanjo had mentioned was that he needs, for you to win the president's seat or presidency, you need governors from certain states, and Delta was actually one of those states that was mentioned. Don't you think this would be a plus, coming from an experience, literally someone who was president before? You don't think this would be a plus for Tinubu?
but to be yeah, yeah, Delta has money. Delta Rivers, all those oil. It's money. It's about they have the chest to finance election. That's what the Baba is referring to. But in this case, yes, they have the chest, but Tinubu is not loved by these people. If they hold the election 10 million times, the people themselves they won't vote for him. But my own issue with this is 25%, the governor will help him get it. That's my own annoyance. And that's why as it stands today, something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Atiku needs to like do the right thing, and he knows what to do, so that at least we have the full backing of the North. Then with PO, that's the way he will be defeated. But saying that he can't be defeated is a lie. Tinubu will be defeated hands down. The only problem
So
is
you believe that the moment Atiku throws his weight behind Obi, it's
it's game
a
over.
goner.
It's a game over. It's a game over. Tinubu too knows that one. Tinubu himself knows that one. All right, let me yield. I'm getting back to work. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, I see truth gone.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Okay. Um. So I will start with a few with this. Well, nobody is saying his Tinubu is not defeatable. A lot can happen in 2 years. A lot can happen in 2 years, and you could even have a
Question
catastrophe.
for Sora, you speaking from your this thing, the airport.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yeah, it's better,
Okay.
perfect.
So okay, no problem. Nobody is saying he's not is invincible for the next 2 years. Okay, but the chances of anybody winning right now is slim, very slim. It's not none, but it's slim because you have an Obi who does not have a political spread and is losing a lot of ground politically speaking. And I'm sorry, he hasn't made any big political moves of late, and he's not getting any support politically speaking from anybody. That is a big week that is saying, okay, I'm throwing my weight towards Peter Obi. Okay, now he's still living off the high and the euphoria and the maybe little momentum that is left from 2023, which to his credit he did get. But a lot can happen. A year is enough for all of that to fizzle out, and time will tell whether it still remains or it's not there anymore in 2027. Atiku's case also is another peculiar situation. That man, honestly, should have never put his head into this what do you call it again, 2023 election. He should have just let the PDP determine which southern candidate was going to win, either Peter Obi or Wike or whatever. But look now, the party has been fractionalized and now it's up in smoke. Now, those who are crying about, oh, Nigeria being a one-party state, look, the only reason why this is a discussion is because the opposition are politically incompetent. Okay, it's due to your political incompetency that is why we are having a conversation. Now, there's nothing in Nigerian constitution saying that Nigeria is going to be a one-party state. No, but you're not going to tell the APC not to try and win all the states as it can. You're not going to tell the APC not to win as many states as it can. If you even look at the American system, there's been a time where Republicans dominated like almost 80% of the states in America. I think this was in the early 90s, not sorry, early 1900s, not 90s, early 1900s. So this has happened. It happens before in multi-party societies, multi-party democracies. Is if your opposition is incompetent, that's when you see stuff like that. But over time, when you see a huge domination by the incumbent party and in a multi-party system, then it's only a matter of time for internal strife within within the party, like APC, for example, to crumble that dominance, or maybe a ginormous catastrophe or failure of leadership that will now make that popular party very, very unpopular. But don't come here and be crying and be saying dread as if you are not Korean. No, nobody is forcing one party system on you. Your politicians are incompetent. It's a fact. I'm talking from a political perspective, not at the administrative level, which that one's even another discussion entirely that I don't want to drag here. But if we're talking about pure politics, the opposition politicians are incompetent. They've still not given us a direction yet. But look, they still have time. 2027 is too far away. A year is a long, long time when we're talking about politics. But please do not come here and say, oh, it is APC that is trying to make a one-party state. The point of any political party is to win as many and gain as many political leverage and power as possible. So APC is doing what it's supposed to do. If PDP is in the same situation, they will do the same thing. If Labour Party is in the same situation, they'll do the same thing. That's why, okay, during the election, I heard Labour Party from top to bottom Isn't that what you guys were trying to do also? That's the nature of any party. So anybody that is coming saying that kind of thing and pushing that rhetoric is either is just trying to fearmonger or he doesn't understand the big basis of politics at all in any political system in a multi-party democracy. So let's not cry that cry here, because if Republicans today had their way, they will sweep the whole of America. But because the Democrats, even though they brought a useless Kamala Harris, which was very dumb, they're not that incompetent. They are still competent enough to give the Republicans a significant opposition, even if it's 45%. So the opposition needs to get their act together and bring real opposition. And several people have been talking. I've not heard anything about moving Nigeria forward. It's all about power. So it is what it is. Everybody's just trying to
I
pretend
see
they are holding
truth.
their
I see
ground.
truth. I see truth. It's a political space. We are not moving Nigeria forward in the next 24
Okay,
hours.
then no problem. Then my
Tinubu,
major
Tinubu's
99.9% of my
hold on,
submission has
please.
already
Hold on,
addressed it.
please. The president is the one that can move Nigeria forward. Let him be thinking about that. Whilst they are installing the 40 megawatts solar panels. But for
Okay,
as
no
far as we
problem.
are concerned on this
Taking
space,
fuck shots, no
it is
problem.
strictly politics. We'll talk
Well,
about Nigeria moving forward
99.99%
tomorrow.
of my conversation is strictly
No,
politics. Did I
it
say
was
anything?
because
Did
Baba,
I say anything out
relax,
of that? I
relax,
didn't say anything
please.
out of place.
Hold on, please. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Most of
Mm-hmm.
what you said is political, but you yourself then ended with you've not heard anybody talking about how we are going to move Nigerian forward, and that is what I was correcting. So it's
No,
fine.
because
Please
it's
round
also
up.
okay. Have to move Nigeria forward. It's also not within the purview of politics, or what are we discussing here? Because what's the point of trying to fight for this power? What's the point? Just for
All right.
power's sake?
Thank you very much. I see truth.
What's the
I
point?
don't think. I think they are just arguing for arguing sake.
I
Thank
am
you.
arguing for arguing sake. That's cute. Don't
Let's move
worry.
on.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
had your say now, or do you still have anything else to say?
I don't have anything else to say. It's you. It's cute. It's cute. Fine. It's all good. But you guys are politically.
This guy, and in manipulative comments. You've
You are
literally
politically
spoken for
incompetent. Get
for
your act
he
together.
has
Let's move
literally
on.
spoken
Let's
for
move
how
on.
many minutes, but at the end,
Let's
it's
move
cute.
on. Let's
It's
move
cute.
on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Move
Let's
on.
move on.
Let's
Move
move on,
your
please.
Who's
agenda.
next?
All right. I think the next person now is Adamu. Adamu, please go on.
All right, thank you very much. So sorry.
Don't worry, guys. You will get your turn. Just chill. Adam, go on.
Okay, thank you very much. So officially, Delta State Governor has moved to the APC. Congratulations to the ruling party. So I've heard different people. So first of all, I've come here yesterday. I said me personally, you have given up on coalition. You understand? But just for the sake of certain conversations, right? You know, my problem, and I'm specifically speaking to obedient here. You understand? To be honest, there is nothing bad if you believe you alone have the capacity to make Obi president. You go and face him. But what I will not understand is people coming up here to say Atiku is the problem if Atiku just step down. See, for the 1 billion time, politics is give and take. Eh? If we spend 48 hours of conversations for a political calculation that will make Tambuwal to step down for Atiku to defeat Wike, 48 hours of constant agreement and disagreement of big political actors in the north, like the likes of General Aliu Gusau, the likes of IBB and Co. to convince Tambuwal that step down 48 hours, dying minute to the primaries, that it took 48 hours, and also some huge promises that was made that I don't know about or I won't say here. You just come out, this is the person that needs to step down. See, go and defeat Tinubu. After all, the narrative is that you won the election, the last election. The only problem is you could not defend your vote. I don't think Atiku is the one that is going to stop you to defend your votes. You understand? We advised that a coalition needs to be built. Nobody has even said who was going to be the candidate. The advice is that, see, this thing in reality, if you want to face Tinubu, a coalition needs to be built. This coalition normally is going to involve different political actors. It's not even, you have different political actors with their own interests. that you even need to convince different people that will contest for Senate, that will contest for governorship, that you need to bring for, because the thing is, people, anybody that is contesting, right, for any other of any office in the land will always look for a party that can win. You understand? And then somebody will just come in. This is the person that needs to step down for only always thinking one-sided. Oh, the Nigerian youth that you and who in Kano had a meeting and decided that is Obi they want. You and who in Zamfara sat down and had that meeting. You did NSAS protest 2019. No single northern state joined you. And yet you cannot tell yourself that this country is different countries in one. You cannot tell yourself that what is in Sokoto is not in your Sokoto. I don't understand. Is it that these things are difficult? The constitution said this clearly. The conditions to become a president of this country: win the election, get majority votes, and popular votes, and requirement in 24 states. You understand? 24 states, 25% in 24 states plus FCT. You have 36 states. You have 6 geopolitical zones of different religions and different tribes. You cannot think that what is in Sokoto is not in your Sokoto. That what is disturbing Mr. A is not what is disturbing Mr. B. That there needs to be a coming together first. And then everybody will bring their interest on the table. And you will do plus and minus. Oh, the candidate needs to be this or that. That is you people's. For me, I said I've given up. The conversations in the run-up to this coalition is more annoying to me than even all this decamping to APC. I don't even find the governors decamping to APC more annoying than actually what the opposition are saying themselves. The opposition are annoying me more than APC is annoying me, because I already know where APC stands. Everything good, everything marama for them. What there's no problem. There is no
Sorry.
problem.
Can I jump in, please? Sorry for cutting you short. But don't you think it would be quite chaotic if we just come together without even having an agreement from the beginning? Like we just say, okay, let's come together and then we start resolving everything. Don't you think it would be more chaotic if we don't have an agreement from the onset before the coalition?
Okay, so thank you very much, right? Before the coming, so people need to first agree that a viable platform is needed, because there are different. I think, I'm sorry to say, but I think obedience are looking for a very, very, so it needs to be 100% sure that he must be in the ticket before it. No, you are looking for 2 easier steps. One of the steps of democracy and in a multi-party system in Nigeria is that primary election, either direct or indirect primaries. If you are in a party that carries the ticket and dash, you fine. But any party that is a big party today that can win elections today, you will have. See, Tinubu was not giving APC tickets for they no dash am the ticket. No leave English. Osibanjo, his political boy, contested against him. The person that he brought to be a vice president looked him in the eye and contested against him. Amechi contested against him. Some northern governors came and said they are giving Ahmed Lawal. Yet he found a way and defeated them. This is one party. They are all in one party. You understand? There's a possibility that who you want to get the ticket can get it. There's a possibility that person do. This is part of democracy. All this and it's fine. To be honest, it's very fine if you believe that okay, this person should have the ticket and contest. My own is the reason why I'm even responding is which one is this person is the obstacle. I mean, you are here, you look at you, see Bat, go and face him now. How is that person the obstacle? I don't understand. That is not the issue. I've already said this 1,000,000 times here that I believe a coalition is better. But in a case where, because me, I want to be objective, in a case,
Um, thank you, Adam. Adam, come back.
One thing that's funny,
All right,
DJ, the
let's.
thing is, I don't like stylish when somebody try to beat around the bush. If you want to come for your own, just say it. Okay, this is who should lead it. All this stylish here, there. At least We are saying okay, Obi has to even come first. Well, you want to beat
No, what
anyways.
he's
Everybody
saying,
has
I
their
mean,
opinion.
see, Michael, I think he was clear. What he's saying is that let everybody go there and compete, right? You may be saying
Deji,
that Obi should go
Deji,
first.
Deji.
What
We
he
know
is
where
saying
he's
is that
going. Hit him
don't
out. Let's
preempt him,
look at
don't
the end.
preempt him. Let him.
No
What
match,
he
anyways.
said,
True, true.
what he said is that let everybody go there and compete. Whichever one wins, then fine. I mean, yes, we know he's biased, but I think that's still a point. He's not necessarily sitting in the middle. I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah,
but
I get it. That's why I asked the
we
question.
know where they are playing at, Michael. We know.
Anyways, let's move on.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining the space. By the way, Adam, please come back when you're free. All right, let's move on. Chief Ogi, no, Chinonso, go on. Chinonso is next.
Oh, giddy girl, giddy girl.
Yeah, it's Chinonso. Chinonso is next.
Yeah, I think I'm the next. You said you're hearing me.
Error. Your enemies are after you, Chinonso. We cannot hear you.
Okay, let me go down. Come on.
All right, Chief Ogidigan, go on.
All right. Thank you very much. You can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Concerning this APC and PDP, for me, I am actually very happy all these things are happening. You understand? Because in every game there should be competition. So if the other party they are not doing what they are supposed to do, it's nobody's fault. Nobody should be blamed for someone taking a decision that would favor them. Even down to last year, I told a lot of politicians in Delta North, I said, they come to APC. The time is very, very close. They come to APC. And a lot of them are regretting now that they are coming late, which it's not still late. You are all welcome to APC. The thing is, um, Tinubu was not as prepared. The way he's prepared now is was not as prepared as that during the last election. So he saw the unexpected, right? So I think that is actually he has woken up and that is making him to prepare more for the upcoming election in 2027. So anyone that is thinking he can defeat Tinubu, you're on the wrong side. Because even here in Delta State, Tinubu is getting 70% vote in Delta State. If you are not familiar with Delta vote, you will not understand what is happening here in Delta State. Tinubu is clearing everywhere. So any state you see that is supporting Tinubu, just know Tinubu is clearing those states. You understand? Because this is the people and we are the people. Last election, most of us were emotionally manipulated to vote wrongly. You understand? But this time it's not happening. So Tinubu is till 2031. Tinubu will be the president of Nigeria. That's all I can say. So if you don't like it, maybe you challenge it. Thank you.
Were you one of those that was
Just,
emotionally manipulated?
it
Yes, I
was, it
was.
was,
I
it
was.
was,
I
it
was.
was, it
All
was.
right.
So, Chief, if you can indulge me in just like in 20 seconds, like I want to know the statistics you have when you mean 70% of Delta is aligning to Tinubu. How did you come about that?
Okay. We have three senatorial districts here. The Delta South and the Delta Central. It's mainly APC. So the only place that was actually like the backbone of PDP was actually the Delta North, right? But as I'm talking to you now, from last year till this minute, as I'm talking to you now, all the stronghold of PDP in Delta North, they are all moved to APC. Even before this news came out that the governor and the former governor has moved to APC, people have been doing that. From the grassroots, people have been doing that. So that's why I'm telling you that the only part that was against APC in Delta is now APC. So you understand what I mean by that.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you very
let's
much.
hope.
Let's move on. I beg. So Chinonso, please, you're back. Please go on.
So you still
Chinonso,
circling.
welcome back. Please go on.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Okay. Good day, everyone. The truth is this: what happened in Delta State was something that was very predictable, and I'm sure there are more states that would also like
go the way of
Why
APC.
was it predictable?
Uh,
Well,
uh,
it's
um,
a PDP governor now. What did you see that made you predict it?
well, most media houses have been predicting that the governor is going to go in the first place, and some other governors in the south. So that's why I say it was kind of predictable, because that has been stated in the media pages that this governor is going to go. And there are some statements he has been making that was tilting towards APC. Same way Akwa Ibom governor has been making some statement about Tinubu that is tilting that he's in support of Tinubu's re-election. Like the statement he made during the commissioning of some part of that coastal road project that was done by David Umar in Akwa Ibom. Automatically, you can actually see the telltale signs that he's going to probably go to APC. So those are little hints you know that these guys are going to move. When you start seeing them supporting the re-election of a president, and you're in the opposition party and you're really supporting the re-election, automatically it shows that you know you're aligning with the president party. So that's why I say it was kind of predictable. Now, what I want to say is this: Tinubu is a politician's candidate. He's not a people's candidate. He doesn't have the people by his side, and I'm sure he knows that very well. And he knows that the only thing that can actually redeem him and put him there in the next 4 years is probably the politicians. He believes in that kind of structure, like that structure of criminality, whereby you get people, you delegate to politicians, you tell them to like probably buy votes, intimidate, blackmail, those kind of stuff that it takes to win elections. And he feels once he has these politicians in his pocket, it makes his chances of becoming re-elected, like it makes it more better. So nobody should be surprised. You know, it was the same, almost the same template he used in 2023. I think it was even the reason why he even brought Buhari into power. Why he helped, not if he brought it, why he assisted to bring Buhari into office 2015. So we were just in a replay of who Tinubu is. The same Lagos kind of politics, whereby you feel like you know that kind of divide and conquer tactics, whereby you just divide and spread out your tentacles according to the power brokers, and then you feel okay. If I have these power brokers by my side, automatically it filters down to the people through vote buying, intimidation, blackmail, whatever you call it. So that is just Tinubu's playbook of politics. Just like this guy said, the pastor the other day said, I think it was Tunde Bakari in his speech, he actually defined Tinubu's kind of politics, that kind of motopack band of politics. Just get all those kind of people by your side, and they'll do the job for you. So I'm not really surprised. Like I said, the difference between Tinubu and maybe the P2P is that P2B's followership is organic. Like somebody said, you know, he's a people's candidate. You know, the people actually came out, they spent their money, their resources, and everything, and they came out and they wanted him to be their president. But Tinubu, I'm sure the signs he saw in 2023 actually made him understand that the only way he can win Nigeria political space is actually to do the same thing in 2023. And now that he's very, very unpopular, knowing that he has brought economic hardship, he has brought insecurity and everything. So what can he do? Because right now it's so obvious that he's feeling more insecure. Knowing fully well that even in the north, he's having problems with the north. That's why I don't think there's any northern governor that has actually come out and give him this level of support that he's getting from the southern politicians, from this southern government, not the people. He's not actually getting the support of the southern people. He's actually getting the support of just the southern politicians who are actually fighting for their political survival. Because they feel they're in APC, there are some things, there are some benefit that comes with it. Probably that carrot and stick approach where I cannot maybe use the EFCC against me, cannot intimidate me. And the PDP is not making matters easy. Because right now the PDP is just almost as good as almost a dead party. And that is the reason most of them are using the excuse they're using, that the PDP is a dying horse. And then they need to they come to APC. And then when I actually noticed the governors of PDP coming and saying that they do not want a coalition ahead of 2027, automatically science was there that these people, the coalition that they are thinking about is to collide with APC and become a unit. So expect more PDP governors to actually go to the APC. But is the election winnable for the opposition? It's very, very winnable, absolutely winnable, I think, because it's a general election. It's not like an obstacle election whereby everybody is focused on one state. Like maybe if they are doing an election in those states, like the previous election in those states, all the old governors from APC are focused on that state. They will now delineate responsibility among themselves, demarcate the states, share responsibility, where to like apportion money, all this kind of stuff. That's a difference between a general election. You cannot supervise everywhere. So the goal of the whole thing is this. Let me just land. The thing is this. P2B has much work to do. To me, he's the head of the coalition because right now Atiku has lost his structure. The structure that actually made him have some influence in the south. He has lost it. Like I think the vote he got in Delta State, he has kind of lost that structure. I think the one he got in Akwa Ibom, because now that the Akwa Ibom is tilting towards or they put APC, automatically it means that that structure that he used to win Akwa Ibom the last election, he has lost it. Osun State, I don't know that he will still have that structure. So the coalition is all about P2B. So to me, I just feel like if the right thing is done, if he continues his people-centric approach to political issues, he can actually win the elections. Nobody should get intimidated that they feel that some political people out up there can actually influence it. Those guys are fighting for their political interests. On a larger scale, they do not understand what is going through people's mind. They don't understand the anger, the frustration, and the enthusiasm that people might use to vote for somebody that they like against somebody that they dislike. Tinubu is not a likable person. He doesn't have that likability ratings. It's almost as completely as dead. So he's just actually dragging on straws like a drowning man. And I think the people that can actually make him float while he's drowning is those politicians that actually the campaign to APC. So let's see how it goes. 1 year is a long time in politics. But like I said, P2B and or the coalition, all they need to do is to like work on their trust ratings. Right now, they are popular across the country, but work on their trust rating. Try and keep their own base. That 6 million base there, and that the 6 million base that he had, the enthusiasm factor that he had. He should try and keep on like energizing it. And then let's see how it goes. Thank you very much. I use the mic. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's quickly move on. Hilary, please go on.
Yeah, thank you. I think the sorry, Lord, I'm on the meeting. Can you guys hear me?
You go after Hilary. Just Hilary. Let Hilary go.
Yeah, I think what is I needed to ask somebody a question because somebody came up and was like, oh, the governors or the whatever's in the SAT are moving. The SAT is going for Tinubu come 2027. And then I wanted to ask the question in 2023, how many governors in SAT did PU have? How many senators did he have in South South? And how many this thing did PDP, being the stronghold in South South, not have candidates in South South? And the truth is that all of those people, all of those, they were PDP had Atiku as their candidate. In South South, South South had an indigenous um, vice president, presidential candidate. But the people know more. I think we should all come to terms with the fact. I think what is going to happen in the 2027 election is just it's going to be an election between the strong men and the masses and the people of Nigeria. Because what is obviously going on in Nigeria right now is that um, we have seen that the strong men wants to keep themselves strong. They want to keep their money. They want to enjoy their comfort. And the same thing that happened 2023 election, where in the South and the Southeast, despite the governors being from PDP and APC, Tinubu still had a very obesity won majorly the state in the South and the Southeast. Why? Because I think rigging of an election can only be rigged to an extent. Even the people that are rigging election and the people that election are being rigged against, they have the same time. Like we know what Wike did in Rivers State. I think he would have done more against for APC if he had more time. But there was a lot of massive the people, the support for big, even in the Rivers State that Wike did whatever he did was massive. So there is to an extent that the strong people, a lot of things are happening, and anybody that comes in here to tell you, Tinubu is playing the game of strong people, strong man type of politics. I get the strong man among them, and then I get whatever. The only thing, well, I don't, as an individual, I don't really think about, the strong, yeah, man politics. The only thing I'm hoping, I'm praying for is that there will be an equal playing ground, that there will not be things like INEC turning off server, that before the election, that the people of Nigeria, the confidence Nigerians have in the electoral system will be restored. That there will be some electoral reform that would let people at least believe once more that there is not going to be a server switched off, or that the server is not going to crash according to INEC reports, without any indication or anything that indicates that it's crashed or something in the middle of an election. If that is going to be, the people will come out in their mass. Nigeria, since the Tinubu got into power, has lost more than 50% of its value ever since this guy Tinubu came to power. And the simple question to always ask people: do you feel better? Are you faring better than you were before this guy came to power? And if somebody thinks that Tinubu is going to do any magic in the next 2 years, to change all that part, I don't think he doesn't. His antecedents haven't shown that he's going to do anything. And rather, one thing that he has comfortably done, is to tell the people that we, the politicians, we want to be comfortable, like we want to put 10 billion naira worth of solar panel in Aso Rock, so that we'll have uninterrupted power supply while you languish in darkness or you struggle with your band A, band B thing. Is to tell the people that we can use 25 billion or whatever, 15 billion to renovate the house, the vice president's house, why the National Library doesn't is non-existent, or why a lot of things, are actually not being done in Nigeria, or why the naira or whatever, the naira becomes the most unstable currency in the world and all of that. So Nigerian people are seeing, Nigerian people are observing. Nobody, if you talk, if Tinubu had much more, even in the southwest, if Tinubu had maybe let's say 50% likability in the southwest, by now he has lost that to almost. I'm very much certain that any reasonable thinking person who doesn't just think about, you know, it is us, or we have to, who is not thinking from a selfish point of view, is not going to come out here and tell you that, oh, the Southwest is standing more for Tinubu. No, even the Southwesterners are very disappointed. A lot of intelligent people that I know from Southwest that I talk with, that are my friends, from around the world, a lot of them are much more disappointed with what the guy has done. I never thought he could go this low. I campaigned against him 2023, and saying this guy is not going to do so well. But I campaigned also in my trust, in my campaigning against him. I really hope that it wasn't going to go back to the north with respect to Atiku, then us having a northern agenda or a northern this thing after Buhari's 8 years, then Atiku. And then I was hoping that even if Obi doesn't win for any means, that at least Tinubu was going to do the, but he has 150% or 200% disappointed the this because I look at it, I never thought that anybody could be this horrible, and sorry, yeah, he has people who are also very horrible. Look at an Ononoga, you said, oh, they are putting 10 billion naira calculated. 10 billion naira can actually set a medium solar panel industry in Nigeria. 10 billion, and that's about 7.8 million dollars or thereabout. But then one person wants to use it for his comfort, and then by another guy is tweeting and telling us, oh, that there is solar panel in the White House. So he has very rubbish people talking for him. He has very rubbish agendas. So Nigerians are going to play the politics of strong men versus Nigerians. So it is time Nigerians serve themselves or allow. So he can play the strongman politics, but I strongly believe,
Yeah,
he's not going to do well. He's not.
yeah. Thank you very much, Hilary. Etika, go on.
All right, thank you very much. I greet everybody in the house. Um, Politics beyond being a game of number, it's also a game of interests, and it's also not a game of morals. I don't know if you want to do politics, morality is low. If you want to play moral game, go and contest for pope. You understand? Politics is politics. Everybody pursue their interest. It's all about interest. I hear somebody saying Atiku is the problem. Atiku should step down for Peter Obi. Atiku has been contesting for presidency since 1992. You want him to step down for Peter Obi? I don't get this. So if he step down, you then think that would make Obi to become president? What you will have is that many Atiku supporters would rather support Tinubu than support Obi, especially in the north. Man, many of you will be obedient. I just listen to you guys, I just laugh. Politics is not emotion. Politics, you have to learn to calculate. You have to learn to negotiate. In politics, you have to learn to not just negotiate. You have to learn to understand how these things are played. You know, politics is not I must become president anymore. You calculate. You look at the numbers from what Adamu said. You need to win 24 states, and you need to have 25% in 24 states, right? Okay. So where do you think that Obi is going to get 24 states to win? You think Atiku supporter will automatically become Obi supporter? That
Okay,
is
so but
that is very
Etika,
very funny.
they're saying that um, even with opposition governors in the last election, right? And the fact that PO never really had any governor to work with, in that 2023 election, he still managed to win some states, 11 states for that matter, plus FCT making it 12. Don't you think? Don't
Yeah,
you think? Those people saying that governors defecting does not really, hold any water.
it's not about governor's defective. First of all, you need to understand what happened in Delta. There's a big man of politics in Delta called James Ibori. James Ibori political family controls Delta's politics. And it's not that the governor moved to APC. A whole political family moved. Even the vice president of Delta State which control the politics of things in Delta State. And that political family also has influence in other parts of South South. And that is how the game is going to be played. Tinubu knowing fully well. Tinubu is not counting on votes from the southeast. He knows what he's playing. He's not counting on votes. He wants to solidify South South, Southwest. That's why you also see that PDP state in the Southwest too. Those two, they are also going to go for Tinubu 100% come the next election. So we have 6 states in the South South. You have 6 states in the Southwest. Then Northwest, the states like Samfara, Gombe, those places they're going to go to Tinubu. Come to the North Central, Kwara, Kogi, Nasarawa, Plateau, all those places are going to be for APC. So you can see that. So go to the Northeast. In short, it will have more votes in the Northeast than Northwest. So I don't really understand. The vice president is from the Northeast. Adamawa, that one, that one na Zegobe, that one na APC they win that one. So I'm just trying to understand how people are coming here to tell us that if Atiku step down. No, if Atiku step down, it's going to be walkover for Tinubu to win the election like gallantly. See what happened in 2023 is unique because um, the bulk vote that do come from Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, due to the technologies that was put, in the last election, at least they had a little technology with that beavers they call it. That checkmated the underage voting, that bulk vote from North. You can even see that even Kano that used to produce like 4 million votes in previous election. The total vote from them is not even up to 3 million. So that is what happened. And you can see that three candidates contested. And two had over 6 million, one had 8 million, and the turnout from voters in the last election also dropped. You understand? I mean, the people that came to vote. So it's not that, oh, somebody coming here now brain dead, the numbers, the clinical. Okay, you need to look at different things. The turnout was low. The givers that was introduced also reduced some underage voting, like that. So those things contributed to we not having over 25 million people voting unlike the previous elections in Nigeria. So those are the factors that made the numbers across these three candidates to then I don't think there have been time in Nigeria elections where there are three candidates having such close numbers. Maybe it's only between one and two, but we have three in the last election. Now, if you remove Atiku from say Peter Obi, I'm telling you that Peter Obi will see many of the people that supported Peter Obi last election. They don't come out for him back, oh. Except maybe his people from the southeast. They don't come out for him back. You understand? So in short, the last this guy, that's my friend that spoke. Chief Organic guy was that my friend. It was a call, a call obedient in the last election. Like many of them has left and so if you think that the same wave and there is no answers, there is no answers that actually brought the wave of obedience. There is no answers in last year or it is not going to be in next year. So that wave of answers to go, you know, that many of people go where they support to be self don't even tire of the support. So all these format when I call they use for years. See, Tinubu in the next election, you go beat if make Atiku two of them join vice president Atiku president Obi they go he go beat any candidate on flawless. See, go and read the law, the 48 laws of power. If you want to really understand politics and how to play power game. You guys don't know how to negotiate power. You don't know how to discuss politics. You just want to run there with emotions. Emotions don't win you vote. Emotions don't
Right.
win you election. You have to learn to understand that this game belongs to people that knows how to play it.
Right.
And it's a game. Go and negotiate with Obi. Guys, let's forget all these things. 2027, Tinubu is going to win this
Right.
election. Like, any candidate is going to be flawlessly. What are we talking
Okay.
about? Thank you very much. I'm an APC carry member, so you can abuse me now.
Nobody is
Thank you.
abusing you.
Yeah,
Um,
just say DJ, I'm back.
okay, welcome back. So,
Yeah.
first of all, let me say that if me and you, Etika, if we are running politics together as opponents, and the book you're relying on is 48 laws of power, I'm already one step ahead of you. Just so you know. There are other books that will make you a better politician and not 48 laws of power. But that's fine. Anyway, let me open floor for maybe 2 minutes engagement, questions, or rebuttals. Quickly. 2 minutes. Who is grabbing the mic?
Yeah, I am grabbing the mic.
Deji,
I am
Others,
grabbing.
Deji, I'm here.
others
Don't
can
grab
come
the
after.
mic. Don't grab the mic. Don't grab the
Let me
mic.
know.
I'm here. Stop
I am
bringing this
actually coming for
delusional,
Etika. I am coming for Etika
delusional,
because what he just did
delusional.
is just emotional
Some of these guys
blackmail.
don't even know what they're doing. Deji, who is this one speaking now? You see, you just
What do
allow.
you mean? Who is
Anyway,
this one
I
speaking?
mean,
Is it is engagement now?
you
I don't understand.
reach engagement.
Anybody
People
can
will not
speak.
get
I beg.
sense.
You can
Yesterday,
What
even
what
because
criticize
exactly
people.
what exactly
The
do you
thing
mean
is
by
that
Euro?
they
See,
cannot
see,
engage. They only want to
these
abuse.
are the
they
Anything
these
will
are the
about
stop
ones
them,
that
they
agreement.
these
want
are
just
the
Now,
these are
emotion,
these are
now
the
lie
human
be
emotion,
traffickers
this.
that
emotion.
will
This is
say
They
why
don't
people
have
they
sense.
know
Why
that
they
have
don't
the
sense
sense
of
about
demon?
politics.
Anyway,
They don't even
So
know
when
what
they
do you mean
they
finish
by
are
this,
using.
ah?
I want
You
to
people
tell
explain it
I will
now.
come back.
Eh?
You know
I
what?
don't have time for
the
nonsense
more
today.
video,
Ah, what
they
is that
say you
mean?
engage na insult. Is
My
it
when is
not by
my turn?
emotion?
I will speak.
No,
After
it is.
this
What do you mean
election
by
is
when
one
is your
time
turn? You were talking
conversation.
and then
You
you
people are
explaining
just
people that don't get sense. What do you mean by
brain
that?
dead with their brain dead
I think
candidate.
at the end, I like
All
waiting
right.
for you. They cry.
All right. uh, I
Brain dead
I'm not
supporter
gonna
and
lie. I always
brain
look
dead
forward to the
candidate.
engagement session. Everybody says they want to engage, but they end up not doing anything.
Because they don't
Engagement
have
session.
sense. You know, they don't know
Engagement session is over. Thank you. Anyway, for those of you who happen to have your hormone system is full of testosterone, I'm sorry for you because we have an estrogen in the house. Iconoso, please go on.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to keep it.
That was a double mute. Sorry, go on. So when you are free to do so.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Deji. I I'm going to keep it very quick. I pretty much just want to say to all of us that are here, we're all Nigerian. We all have the same type of blood running through our veins, and I know that for an average Nigerian, if you even as much as look at us the wrong way, right? Like we will bring you down. Right? Like if you even go, let me use TikTok. I've seen like a lot of Gen Zs going like, I want to be like a Nigerian because they have main character energy, right? So we have a personality. And so when I see these discussions where people are talking politics, he's a master strategist and all sorts of rubbish, I'm like, Nigerians, are we alive? Are we people? Do we have any regards for ourselves? Do you value your future? Do you have children? Do you have shame? Right? How many of us are there compared to these people? Why would we even be shaking? Are we not the ones that have been experiencing all that has been going on? Are we not the ones that have been reduced to nothing? Do we lack self-awareness, self-respect, Nigerians? What is going on? What are these discussions that we are having, Nigerians? Why would one man, why would we even sit down and give this idiot a time, like any time of day? Is it not your life? Do you have another life somewhere else? Are you coming back if this one fails? What is this discussion, Nigerians? What is this stupid discussion? That man, is he not naked underneath? Is he not going to go 6 foot down the ground, Nigerians? What are we talking about? Clearly, we don't have any self regard, self respect for ourselves. How many of us are there? Even if there's 100 million of us, how can literally Nigerians, how can less than 1,000 people be doing this to us? But on the street, let somebody just step on your leg by mistake, you will tear their shirts. But somebody has decided that you do not have a future. You do not deserve even fresh air. You do not deserve electricity. Your children do not deserve to go to school. That you cannot go from one place to the other, Nigerians. That you would die in perpetuity, and you have accepted it. You have accepted it, and they are telling you that there is no way for you to take back your life. Can somebody stand in front of you as a Nigerian and tell you your life means nothing and you let them walk away? So why are you accepting this rubbish? We've said we're not going out on the streets. Everybody's now hoping on 2027. Yet, we're allowing minions, people that can barely, like from their voices, you can hear their hunger. They're coming to tell you that one man is going to take everything from you. One man, Nigerians. And you people are listening. And you people are debating with them. That's all I came to come and say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for being the conscience of this space. We are going back to politics now. Thank you. All right. Who is next?
Sorry,
Um,
Deji,
Both.
can I complete my this thing?
Oh
Submit.
yeah. Go on, go on.
Yeah, sorry, my network took off the last time. So, for those who were here when I was talking, personally, I was basically saying that I don't have confidence in the coalition, and a lot of people's submission here is for that. If anybody is coming for a coalition and the first thing on their mind is not an agreement that the major enemy is APC in the
I
mind
think
of anybody that wants to do a coalition.
I think you should sort out the coalition with your network first. You guys are not coalescing at all. Goats, please go on. Come back when your network is better. I'm a good self, don't run.
I'm here now. I'm
All
listening.
right, go on.
Okay, can I speak?
All
Mr.
right.
Anthony, you have
So,
to wait. Just wait. Your turn is coming.
DG,
Sorry.
you need to ask yourself the question: why are all the governors running? There's another since
Wait. Goat. No be your person enter this thing now. APC. So
see, I've been on call like 1 hour, so I've been listening. Like, see, you need to think like a politician first, yeah, before thinking like a Nigerian. Think like a politician. I would say if Tinubu wins in 2027, he will retire all the opposition, including PO Atiku, if we don't get it right. PO is 65 now, I believe. By 2031, PO will be in his early 70s. And I know guaranteed 2031 is going to go to the north. So even Atiku, their time. So 20 is either 2027 or nothing. So why are the governors now all decamping? They are decamping for two reasons. They don't have confidence. So Edo State was an eye opener. It does not give you any guarantee as an incumbent that you can win re-election. For those that actually know what happened in Edo States, where you could see INEC was working in the back end to manipulate the outcome and results in Edo States. And the opposition, which was PDP, could not fight. Secondly, Fubara is now showing them that nobody is safe. So right now, what you're seeing, everybody is fighting solely for their own interest come 2027 because there is no opposition. Anybody that wants to fight opposition, you are on your own. Let me tell you, Fubara is going to become governor and Fubara is going to decamp to the APC. Right now in the South, the only person I can tell you is still shaking a little bit is Biosa. Bielsa is still shaking a little bit, but I won't be surprised between now and the end of the year, or probably maybe early next year, you will see that the whole South is pretty much gone. I can't really speak about the Southeast. I don't know how strong the Enugu State governor is in the Southeast to be able to hold strong. So now, why is Tinubu particularly interested in the South? I'll tell you the reason. Go back and look at the results from 2023. And I'm not joking. PO, a man, two, three people tweeting from a room. No governor, no solid structure, no nothing like that. He came in. And let me tell you, 2023 was an abnormally. You would not get that 2023 again. It was just an abnormally. But PO came in and he was able to unify the South, the king of the South, the same way Buhari did it with CPC. Pio was able to do that. Pio had almost the same votes in just the South and the Southeast compared to what Tinubu got in the whole Southern region as a whole. I think it was 3.17 and 3.178. So almost the same thing from just Southeast compared to what Tinubu got in the whole South. That was the Southwest, South, and Southeast. So that's very, very dangerous. It was the North that even gave Tinubu the victory in 2023, if we're to go according to what INEC said. So basically, what he's doing now is dismantling that structure piecemeal by piecemeal. And to even make it worse, you're not going to get that 6 million votes, sorry to say, like we got it in 2023. We are even now so even divided than we were in 2023. Moving on to 2027, we are so divided. So the only advice I will give to the opposition, PDP, in my opinion, is gone. They could not even fight for Fubara in Senate. Even LP could not even fight. So there's no opposition. The only advice I'll give to them is whatever you're cooking, to say you want to form a coalition, you guys, you need to act now and you need to act fast. Because then when you then form that coalition, who are you going to form the coalition with? Everybody has already jumped ship.
Good. Why all this secrecy, all this thing when
I don't see. I don't want to say some things on this space, but people are whispering, saying, "No, look, you can do it on your own. No, you can do it on your own. You can see if they just go their separate way, they will fail. Wolf, as I'm telling you now, I'm looking at PhD courses from 2026 and beyond just to keep me busy when that time happens. If I'm not seeing that they are not forming, if you used to hear me before on spaces, I'll tell you, if it's not for Nigerians, but right now is about taking power. Like, look, everybody come together and then for the very first time, tell Nigerians what you want to do for them. If you're in that political office, corrupt or no corrupt, you will still eat. Even the political jobbers, everybody will still eat. At least do something for Nigerians and say, look, this is what we're doing. It does not matter if it's PO or if it's Atiku. I will tell you, if you were to present to the North right now, Muslim tickets or power returning to the North in 2027, which one do you think they'll pick? Of course, they'll pick power returning to the North in 2027. And then you can preach that message that you're coming in to balance the equation. Let's do the calculation. Since 1999, we had somebody from the South do 8 years. Then you had somebody from the North do 2 years. Then Jonathan came in to do another 6 years. So 8 plus 6 gives you 14. Buhari has done 8 years. So you have 14 in the north, sorry, 14 in the south, and then eight in the north. But not to even bring, if you were to do it in that order, power will balance again, I think, in 2041 or so. Both regions will now have equal, years that they've done. This is just one permutation I'm giving. But Deji, the point I'm saying is that they really need to come together quickly and then sort out whoever is going to run and be the flag bearer or who is going to deputize. That whole idea of Atiku will never. Atiku, see, even though Atiku gets 100,000 votes, Atiku will still run.
okay, good.
Atiku will still run.
Tell me first of all, with all of this, where does PDP stand? As a party, because recently in my mind I was thinking that PDP might end up being the party, like doing their convention in one obscure location in Ibadan, where nobody knows, just 50-seater all. They will gather themselves, do convention, and that will be it, just like Labour Party. Is that the fate of the PDP? Because
See,
it's looking like
if
it's getting empty now. Who there?
if I was in the room and advising them, I'll say hold PDP strong a little bit, and I'll tell you why. The opposite APC they do it. If PDP wants to run, maybe field a presidential candidate, I would say field somebody that is strong from the southwest. Maybe Shea Makinde to cut Tinubu votes in the southwest. This is how you think as a politician. Just distort his votes in the southwest. This is not discussion I meant to be having in public.
You think Sheyi Makinde is that popular across the southwest?
I'm just saying only the southwest, or you find somebody that is strong in the southwest and give it to him. Just model up the votes a little bit in the southwest. It will give the coalition a fighting chance. You now have to deal with INEC. INEC is another demon or monster on its own that you have to deal with. So there are many, many obstacles. Even the coalition does not give you absolute assurance that you will win, but it enhances your chances. But going into 2027, DG, I can tell you it will be a very difficult
Good,
one.
good.
And things like as
You were a very, very you participated very well in 2023, and you also can attest to the fact that Obi won states where he had no governors, 11 states for that matter. So why should this one be any different?
That's why I'm saying to you, it was different because they had less time to plan. The job was so messy. You saw it with your very own eyes. And then there was a reset of the clock. You get what I'm saying? Even in Delta State, there was a reset of the clock as at then. But now, what Tinubu is doing with everybody decamping, when they're telling you structures, grassroots, it is the local governments, LGA chairman, they are the structures. They know all the strong men in that locality. They will tell you who to vote for. If they say nobody is voting, nobody is voting. Why do we keep lying to ourselves? Right? We know even some Nigerians will still sell their vote that day. I'm telling you, from experience, I was on ground. I'm hearing this like, oh, yeah, I understand. But I don't think Nigeria is there just yet, where we can all come together and say, oh, let's forget about our tribal differences, ethnic differences, both north, south, east. Let's all vote for one candidate. I don't think Nigeria is there yet.
Okay.
But the discussion should be, in my honest opinion, DG, is how do you grab power based on this, current structure we have? Who can you say, okay, you are forming a coalition, and that person can say, look, I know all the malams in some of the northern states. They can stand, they can vouch for me. All the thugs in the north, they went through my own Majari school. If I say to them, stand for this person and protect these votes, they will. Because it's not about voting, it's how well can you protect your
Yeah.
votes, and then you form a coalition. But if you want to go about it to say, look, it's about uniting Nigerians to vote for one candidate, sorry, it is not going to happen. But let God keep us alive. We'll all be here and witness 2027. Thank you, Deji.
Thank you very much. All right. Sheikh Chi Chukudi IBN Analo. Please go on.
Yeah, hi. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. So I'll start from the top. It's Delta APC. Here we go. We're laughable because these things. I think that everybody keeps talking about grabbing power, and the question is, are we actually thinking of grabbing our lives, or grabbing the life, our future? Which of them that we actually worried about? Do we just want to grab power for the purpose of grabbing power, or do we want to grab power because we hope to move our country forward? That we can have some level of hope in our country, whereby the ultimate ambition everybody has will no longer be Japa, but the fact that they can actually achieve something of excellence in their country. But it is no shocker that we have most of the PDP governors, the campaign. PDP was dead a long time ago. All we're seeing is just the last kick of a dying horse. These governors on a normal day, the PDP lost its steez right from when they stopped fielding the popular candidates and started fielding Godfather endorsed candidates. These governors, how many of them, without rigging, will win their states? That you will say these governors that we're talking about, that if you put them on the field and put a free and square election, they will win. Not how many of them will you write about? So the fact is, they need fair ground might to win, and that is why they're all decamping. They all know that. See, man, with the people coming together and beginning to start saying, we want better, they now see that the road is no longer like it used to be before. It's no longer as smooth as it is before, whereby it was like once they go to election, they were guaranteed to win so long as they had party tickets. They are now all thinking of, man, I need to have double reinforcement beyond the fact that I'm governor. I need to ensure that I have INEC. I need to ensure I have police and all of that. For example, Delta State Sheriff would not win an election even in his local government without federal might or rigging. Now, what we simply see here is it's a good thing as well that PDP has collapsed finally. So we don't have that middle third force nuisance that they constitute, whereby people are thinking they will come to the state level, they will tell you, oh, it is PDP. Remember that PDP is a good government, but at the center, we have APC. That is why we're not doing so well. And all of that bullocks that they used to make noise about. Now, every young person, everybody out there now knows that there is a political line. The old order, PDP, APC, they are now one. APC have usurped PDP. Good for them. We now know that for the 26 years that we have at the moment, all this crop of people who are dancing about together, these people are the ones that have held us where we are. And the new order is the average Nigerian who feels that, see, man, this country is ours. We can do something. This country can become great. The new order is the young people who are out there who believe that, see, there's greatness in Nigeria. So we have a divided line between Nigeria and Niger. Nigeria is the old order. Niger are the young Gen Zs, the cryptocurrency world, the guys who have been able to say no to a lot of things. The people who protested NSAS, the people who on a day-to-day continue to show compassion amongst themselves, who come to social media to mobilize for the person they don't even know. That person who is being oppressed somewhere, that they all unanimously speak up for. That is the Niger that is now on the table. The question right now is, where would you be? So, and most times people try to say, oh, the coalition. The coalition has formed already. There's a coalition of the old order and there's a coalition of the new order. Atiku, I don't think I want to waste my time to discuss Atiku, because the fact is, who is Atiku bringing to a coalition? All the governors under you are walking away. Everybody under you are walking away. Tinubu is likely going to pick the ones that are left around you. So the order that you're thinking of, the people who are going to say no are this new order. And this new order have one person that they are all backing. Now, people can say, oh, Tinubu is a master player. Well, he's a master player of the old order. On this other side, we did something in the last election. How can we do more in the next election? It is possible. But the thing is, surprises will always be the order of the day. So I think a lot of times most people try to make it look like, oh, all hope is lost. All hope is not lost. And one thing again is the fact that even if we go into the elections on our own grounds of this is a new order, this is a new way of doing things, and we still lose the election, it is not the end of the world. It is a process in the making. We are on a journey, and someday we're still going to get there. The last time we were able to make a difference, we've been able to move it from hundreds of thousands of votes for the people who say no to the nonsense. We've moved it to millions of votes. Are we going to go there? Someday we'll get there. So I feel like a lot of people worry a lot about, oh, that win. The point is, let us start on our journey and let us continue. Let us stay steadfast and continue to know that, see, the old order have failed us. They've disappointed. But can we, on our own, every generation write their own rules? Can our generation be that generation that says Nigeria is a great nation and Nigeria can be positioned amongst its peers on the global stage? So thank you.
Thank you very much, Sheikh. But just one question: under which party will this new order run on?
So currently, obviously, there's Labour Party as well at the side, right? Issues still on Labour Party. Will those things be sorted out? Certain things are not particularly clear because the fact is we are all new to these platforms, right? A lot of people, for example, in 2023, there were a lot of people who participated, who led wings of this order. It was their first time ever participating in an election, but they were able to do what every Nigerian does. A Nigerian goes to a land that he knows nothing about and he thrives. One thing they did is the fact that they stuck to their guts. Do we have it all figured out? No. And that's not something I am particularly happy about. But on that same note is the fact that one thing I am sure about is that we are determined and we will figure it out as we continue to go ahead. But we never know. The same way we did not know, as at the time they told us that we were four people tweeting in a room, as at the same time they said if we win one local government, and later on the story changed. Today, we are now the people that they are now saying, okay, we are strong, but we are not strong enough. No problem. Let us continue to push. At the end of the day, I think what we just need to ask ourselves is, do we actually want a country that works? Or do we want a country that is good at playing political games? How has our
Yeah.
political games that we've played so far helped us?
Thank you, Sheikh. I'm going to open the floor for engagement, by the way. But and my question for this engagement session is, Mr. Kolade, why are you laughing?
Because I want to engage.
I would also like to engage too because
Deji,
I've also been
Deji,
laughing.
this is unfair now. You let people speak,
Yeah,
then
the
you now
engagement
say engagement. Let's
brings the
take
engagement.
turns now.
Okay, so I think the engagement has started, right?
Deji.
JJ, can we go
Yeah,
ahead?
it's engagement session. Go on.
Let me okay.
Anyway,
So
I'm
let me
not going
quickly
to.
So,
I'm not
engage.
going to do
so
this one.
Mr.
I
Sheikh,
will speak when it's my
Wait,
turn.
Mr. Sheikh,
let me engage.
I think you spoke beautifully well,
I just
and
want
I
to
think you
engage.
spoke
You know, wait.
to the emotions. Kolade, Nisuru. You spoke to the emotions of the youth, which is fine. And I think that I key into your emotions, and I key into the vision that you have for this country.
Uh,
However,
Maga,
I cannot
that
key
is
into it.
that is not
I can
Kolade. That is not Kolade. That's Sheik. That's Sheik.
Oh yeah, say, oh yeah. So, but can never key into something that has no direction and something that has no vision. And I also cannot key into an imaginative idea that is full of falsehood and lies. So when we say old order versus new order,
Ogbeni, they say it's engagement. Don't
please,
use time and make submission.
young man,
No, 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 no,
young
no, no, no,
man,
no, no.
you
Don't
are a
make who
man
is
with
your
a
young man.
confused
Aburi
identity.
Egbale. Come
You
on, will
are a
you shut up your mouth?
confusionist, a young man
Don't
who
use time
is
and make
old
submission.
in
I will not let you
biological
speak.
age.
It's not
You are
your
in your
turn.
50s.
It's
However,
it's
you
not
think
your
like a
turn.
teenager. And that's why
It's
you are able
it's
to
not
quickly
your turn.
disrupt
Look
progressive
at this dog.
conversations. You are not
You
able to
can
hold
even
intellectual
imagine.
conversations.
Twitter is a
You are a
leveler.
50-something-year-old man who behaves like a
You shut up
teenager
your mouth.
who
Just shut up your
Deji,
seems
mouth.
to
remove the
be
mic. I
fine.
beg,
You think we are all
make I
stupid?
engage.
Sheikh, as we
Deji,
were talking,
Deji, it's
don't
you I
listen to
blame.
that boy. That boy
It's you
has
I
no
blame.
sense in his head.
You
He's
allow
an
this
old
guy to
man.
be
He's
coming
an
the
old
small
man
small people who don't know
that is in a
anything that
teenager's brain.
Let's hear
Very
from Mr.
useless old man.
Kolade.
can you
In,
recognize
Deji,
in
us
his
make
in
already?
his
I.
in his 50-something years on
That you are talking to your lecture. You have been poor, your generations have been
Yeah, Mr.
in
Kolade,
his
let's hear you.
50-something years on
Mr.
Deji,
earth,
Kolade,
he
let's
has
Okay.
hear
not
don't
been
you.
mute
able to
me.
achieve
Don't
So
mute
anything
me.
in his
You
life
caused it.
than to
You
come
be
on
saying
Twitter
you be
stating that
giving
Mr. Self-handler.
imbeciles
Very
time on
useless
our
old man.
space to annoy
I know I
everybody.
have started.
He want to steal your campaign money.
Please,
You
our
invite
We,
decent
we,
people,
it's a
then you now
known
bring all
campaign
these
thief,
imbeciles that don't have
stealing
anything to
campaign
do with their
funds
life.
up and down
Just
with a confused
street
identity.
urchins, people who
A
are lying
useless
flat, they
old
cannot
man,
fall. They
a
don't know anything
foolish
about good
old
life,
man,
so they are not
a
ready.
stupid
When you talk
old man.
about a
He does not
future,
have good life. Don't let him
they
lie to
don't
you.
know
There's
anything
nothing
about
good
it.
about
They
his life.
just buy them
There's
3310
nothing good
and put
about his
data
life.
there.
Very
Eh,
useless guy.
that one
they will be
don't
coming
do.
here
Very,
to be
he
talking
cannot
rubbish.
even tell you his
They,
reading.
Please make.
His
this
real
is your
official name, he
problem.
All
cannot tell
right.
you.
Thank you very much. See, this social experiment is giving me the best results I ever imagined. My theory and hypothesis keeps getting confirmed every single time. Engagement session, you people are never engaging. It is just to fight. That is what you are looking for. Anyway, let's move on. Mr. Kolade, I'm sorry. Engagement session is over. All right. Um, I think the next speaker is Lakeside. Lakeside, please go on.
But you can't do that
All
now.
right,
Abba.
thank you, Deji. I'm just going to make a very short submission. I won't take too much of you guys' time. Yeah. For a start, number one, I think the so-called coalition or opposition or whatever they want to call themselves, they really got they played their cards like too early. They should have been decisive, like once they know they want to come out. All this dilly has given Tinubu some space to be able to maneuver and to be able to outsmart them again. Now, from what I'm seeing now that is playing out, number one, there are like I think there's one interview Ali Babatu held that talked about what Obasanjo said and all of that. Now there are some key states that for anybody to be president in this country, you have to have them in your pocket. Now, as early as 2025 now, Tinubu already has all this. Almost already, let me say, is 60% towards having all of them in his pocket. Number one, yeah, we already know Lagos to be for him. Forget any other thing that happened during the last election. Now, um, as it's going now, from the rumors we've been hearing, Rivers is almost going to him as well. Again, Kano, from what we're hearing, Kwankwaso will soon be going to APC as well. So, how did the opposition get it so bad? Now, and again, the best time to beat Tinubu for them was 2023. It was confused, it was hopeless, it was fighting against internal battle in APC. There was fuel scarcity, there was naira scarcity, It was doing bala blue up and down. It was confused. And you guys couldn't beat him that time. Now that he's the president, he's like he's
He was
relaxed. He could.
tasting Mike.
It was yeah. It was testing my. There was nothing he didn't do. He went to Kano. Was just saying, "I just want to dance." He was confused, you know. So that was the best time for them that they could have probably come together or whatever. But ego got the better of them and or emotions, I should say. People were doing all sorts of playing all sorts of childish politics. Now, yeah, 2 years is still a long time in politics, but Tinubu understands this game very well. He understands power and he knows how to use it and how to play it. So now already it's kind of outsmarting them. It's just like somebody playing chess. He's already putting all his key elements in place. So for me, I don't know how the miracle the coalition
So
wants
for
to
you,
come
you
up
feel
with.
like
Well,
this is easy win for Tinubu.
I believe so. Like, and what I'm
But
seeing
what
again
about the
is something.
northern politicians saying that?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about now. What I'm seeing now is similar to what played out in 1999 when Obasanjo wanted re-election. The North was against him. Like we heard, Obasanjo practically lied down to beg Atiku to allow him to run. You know, by the end of the day, he played a similar thing to what Tinubu is doing now. Like all the opposition parties in Southwest, he got all the governors. Yeah, they didn't decamp that time, but all of them, you know, they had a silent agreement. We will support you. You also support us, and he was able to clear all the southern. He went straight for the jugular in the southern part, and somehow with the power of incumbency, he was able to fight his way down there in the north with Buhari. Buhari was able to.
I see.
Buhari
I
had a
see.
stronghold in the north.
So there's no novelty. It's not as if what we are saying is even new. Tinubu is working on a template already set by.
Exactly. That's what I'm observing. That's what is playing out, and he knows. He clearly knows what he's doing. If Kwankwaso should come on board, and again he has APC on board. Last time Atiku barely got 100k in Kano, if I'm correct. Tinubu even got 500k. Kwankwaso got 1 million. Now Kwankwaso is coming over. So already he's having Kano. So what are we talking about? Katsina, no matter how bad it is and the likes, Buhari will still bring something on board for him, no matter how bad it will be, even
Yeah.
if he will not win. He will get something substantial. So the opposition really needs to have a rethink and put their acts together.
Yeah.
As it is now,
I
it's
mean,
not
the
looking
way
good
it's
for
even
them.
looking. I mean, Tinubu literally went to France for over 2 weeks. Opposition now don't die. He literally went to go and plot your downfall.
Yeah.
The chiefs
And these
are
guys are not
already
even saying
falling.
it.
Anyway,
and they're and they're not even seeing it. So it's not been people like to play emotional games too much. But that's why I like Tinubu is practical. If you like cry from now till tomorrow, he knows where he's going. He will not be deceived or he will not miss his way
yeah.
because somebody is saying all sort of things. So they really need to get their acts together. That's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lakeside. Thank you. All right, moving on to who came before? Okay, Malambat Saigon.
Now, wow. This marginalization is not good. Though. Anyway, I have to congratulate you, my brother. And you ask me why I'm congratulating you. Can you ask me why? I need to congratulate you.
Who are you talking to? Is it
Can you
me or
hear me?
Macnon?
I'm talking to you. And
Me.
who else should I be talking to?
Why are you congratulating
Yes.
me?
I'm congratulating you because you hosted a space yesterday that went viral beyond what you were thinking. The space went viral. It was on YouTube, and by now I can guarantee you, I would not be surprised
I hear say
if
he reach Aso Villa.
of course. Why do you think? So let me tell you something. So the space went viral. Of course, some of us who still have it together, who are not under the influence of any kind of thing, and who are not cognitively and emotionally compromised, will speak the truth. You understand? Yorùbá ní ojú kan làdá ní. The truth is the truth. You can't change it. This is all this amo KKK, because they think once you're on Twitter, yeah, automatically their rank. They just come spew rubbish. You see, there's a problem with this country. Anyway, let me finish that side of my story. So because the space went viral, there's now a strategy. In fact, this is not the only space as we speak about coalition. There's a space that's been open since morning. People are talking. Definitely. These people understand the value of is it opinion molding, where you create a perception of what does not exist as if they exist. And you'll be shocked how many persons will base their actual decision on what some people are saying. And that's why it's not as if I cannot afford to keep quiet, because honestly, there are certain people, when you just hear them speak, there's no point in engaging them. But you see, if I can also put in my effort to ensure that we counter some of these narratives that potentially is likely to discourage people who are maybe planning to vote against APC in 2027, then I'll do it. So I'll start this way. You see, the issue of governor defecting, I'll give you a proverb. When it's raining, and sometimes you don't have an umbrella, you see an unexpected rain. The fact that I decided to take a shelter in a building by the roadside for the rain to, subside so that I can continue my journey does not mean that building is my permanent abode. When the rain stops, I will leave that building and move to my residence. Anybody who is intelligent will understand that parable. Because when you look at it, Pastor Eno of is it Akwa Ibom now? Yes, said Tinubu will spend 8 years. Go and check the event that happened before he made that statement. His boss was accused of 700 billion naira fraud by EFCC. The one we are talking about now, what's his name? Boroway. His boss, Ifeanyi Okowa, in fact, his accountant general, was being dragged by EFCC for a whopping 1.3 trillion misappropriation.
So you don't think these events are in isolation? They are linked.
I'm almost 100% certain that these events are linked. These guys are looking at the guy they have at the center. They know that this guy is ruthless. He doesn't send you. So if you show any weakness, he's going to capitalize. And I don't blame him. And that's why people are saying, if you show any weakness, he will capitalize. So, and then if you are ready to play ball, then you will also capitalize. And you see, the value of a governor defecting, for me, is nothing more than creates a perception of strength, i.e., allows APC to be able to have an excuse to reach without a lot of pushback. Because obviously, when you see clearly, sorry to my Showore people, let me not use Showore because Showore people will start attacking me. Let's use another candidate that is not very popular. Let's use
Use
Dumebi,
Adewale.
for example.
Adewale. In talk to
Adewale will too. Adewale will add. Okay, let's say
Adewale. Say
Adewale.
Adewale get people.
Eh? So when you see Adewale, for example, you clearly see the momentum around him. You clearly see the leading events up to the election. You will know that there's no way this guy can all of a sudden come and say he has won an election. Even if they perfected the rigging and you can't find how the rigging happened. You will be looking for it. It's just like, a rat has died in your house. You can smell, you can't see the rat, but you can smell it. You will find and find and find. That's how much we'll look for the evidence. So these guys are just being clever by half, for gullible Nigerians who cannot really, a lot of I hear a lot of people. I mean, when you hear a lot of people speak, you automatically know why Nigeria is still a third world country. Because a lot of people, either deliberately or otherwise, tend to just be selective. When they want to talk, they choose and pick data that supports their assertion. And they make that so big, everyone believes this is the only data that there is, right? So those ones are just practicing, what they call is it deliberate dementia? They just select and forget about every other thing. And I'll give you an example. People were saying, somebody came here and he said that people who supported Obi in 2023, they are no longer supporting him. Maybe just him and his friend ate Amala. And when after a bottle of star, the guy said, with this star where you give me, I'm now standing on the mandate. And then he used that one data point to generalize. But it will not tell you about the anger that is currently, you see, honestly, if you are here and you're speaking and you can speak English and your mind is still functional, you are well nourished, you don't know what God has done for you. And that's why I think that it is actually an act of wickedness when people come and make attempts at shutting down the thread, like the last strand of hope that people are holding on to. Because today, if you say you want to protest, it gets complicated. They have their protesters and they have their method of shooting down protests. No matter how much you plan, they will make it complicated. They would make sure it turns violent, and obviously people get arrested, and it's not the way to go. So the only other option that the weak guy out there who has had to bring his children from maybe above average private school down to Realism, what do they call it? People have had to seriously adjust, and I'm not trying to cap. There are people that I help and support. I know what people are going through, so I won't lie to you that I'm suffering. But I know what people are going through because I have a lot of people that I touch on a monthly basis. Things are tough. So when somebody comes and say one miserable person, because one Igbo guy is tweeting bigotry about Peter Obi, he has stopped supporting Peter Obi. That's half. That's 0.001 of the data. What about the more than 99.99% that says Tinubu is not running the economy well? That is as clear as daylight, except something is wrong with your brain. That's the only time you argue otherwise. Inflation is out of control. When you go to the TV, that's the only place that inflation is coming down. In Aso Rock and with our journalists, it is on those platforms that you have inflation coming down. But when you go and have a physical experience, you will see something in exact opposite direction. So the frustration is out there. But these people, they are, sophisticated analysts. They never give you that data. Do you want to talk about, anyway, let me just control it and bring it, because before you stop me, there's so much to talk about. But the long and short of my story is that these guys understand the value of information. And that's why I didn't like part of my brother Goat, part of what he said. Trying to confine and reduce everything to, it is either we form a coalition or we are doomed. Hello, I have news for you. I don't know how to say this in English, but Yoruba people say, "Omi tó bá mọ níwọ̀n la máa ń rẹ́ lásì." If people do not want you, and people decide not to be stupid and unfortunate, if they get their PVC and they vote against APC, no amount of rigging. In fact, even the rigger himself will start laughing that what are we now doing here? It happened. I know people have a lot of reasons for how Jonathan was a weakling, but it happened to Jonathan. You think Jonathan didn't want power? You think he didn't want to stay? I mean, it was because Jonathan left. That was why people like Desiani became, they ridiculed a lot of, Jonathan's people. Jonathan, I don't know what agreement. Yeah, I know. Wait, let me wrap up. So I don't know what agreement he had with Buhari. They would have touched him too. So it has happened before in this country, and it will happen again. The only thing Tinubu can do, you see, all these things Nigerians can see, because this is just information. It cannot be more impactful than the experience. That, for example, you are diabetic, and just because of the economy, you cannot afford to buy drugs to sustain your health. You are now having to maybe take a fast so that you control your sugar or do something. And then some people are even resign, that look, if I want to die, let me die.
Yeah.
Because things are not just working. So they forget all this. These are just child, these are little, like all these politics, they are deceiving themselves. He must do something about, I'm not talking about parties now. He must do something about this economy. If
Okay.
he does not, Tomak Benosori will bring it down.
All right.
Period.
Period. Thank you. All right. 2 minutes engagement. Who's grabbing the mic?
I'm grabbing it.
Hey, now maybe one grab am, but anyway.
Waiting with the grab. Oh God. Okay. I really came up because of my brother. Sheikh. So this is it for me, sincerely speaking. I think a lot of us need to wake up to reality. Before now, the noise was, oh, there won't be any 2027. But I'm happy that people are woken up to that reality to understand that 2027 will come and it will go. But I think we are under quotes, my fellow obedience. Which okay, don't say we are under. Okay, I always try to make things simple. We should wake up to reality. We are putting too much hope on in quote Nigerians as the people, the oppressed Nigerians. Like we are treating them like, oh, when the time comes, yeah, they will do the right thing. And we tend to forget just as in Edo is just the last whatever year. And we think we want to still go. Yeah, you're laughing. It's the truth to my brother because me, I don't understand our people. At times they just bring this hope, like people do not have hope, like, oh, we just talk. It's not by grammar at this point. Leave your grammar, okay? Leave your intellect, leave whatever. Come. It is time to get dirty if you really mean business. If not, my brother, we should not deceive ourselves. We should not deceive ourselves because all these talk of the people, once you get the people, which people are you getting? So the other people that are already, what is happening right now? They are sharing PDP loot and we are nowhere to be found. The same thing that happened to us the last time. Like, what are we grabbing? APC is grabbing all of them, all of them, all of them. And the little that we see that we can grab right now, we are still there, still saying we don't need any coalition. We can do whatever. It's about the listen of the people. It's about if Obi does not do it now. If Obi does not do 2027, I think you should look at the man's age and see what will happen because power will go back to the north. So it is 2027 or nothing. I think we need to all wake up to that reality and stop this our only politicking.
All right. All right. Sheikh,
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to come in to respond.
Yeah.
Are you are
Wait.
you being
Sorry,
uh,
Deji. Oh, sorry,
yeah.
Deji.
I'll
Let
be
me just ask a quick question. I
Why are
know
you
Colade
asking?
has.
Why are you asking?
I don't know anybody. So, will anybody vote and Obi at 80 something if power returns to the north? Obi will be 90 or so if power
But
returns to the north.
let's not worry. Oh soldier never die. Oh soldier never die. Arababashi Mali in body go strong. Anyway, Sheikh, what Kolade is saying, are you it sounds like the way he's putting you. It seems like you are sounding too optimistic about the Nigerian people. What's giving you this optimism?
well. from if you ask me, let me just I would say first and foremost is my practical experience. I've been in the field for years, and I've seen how we've grown from where there was no, people said third force was never a possibility to a time where they said young people can never organize themselves to where young people can never go to the ballot to young people are only tweeting on Twitter. So the conversation has continually moved. Now, if we come to the other side of it as well, is the fact that our politicians work hard. You must give it to them. Now, the question is, are we on this other side willing to work hard? I, for myself, I know I'm willing to work hard as I can. And I believe that there are other people out there who are willing to work hard. The same way we worked hard in 2023. I can say here today, if we come out and ask how many people had hope that 2023 was something that we could even see the light of day, not a lot of people gave us a chance. Even till the last, people kept on saying, oh, if these things are still here. Thank God for Twitter. Today, people's posts are still there. People's interviews are still there. But did we do something? Yes. So I am not going to say that I know it all. If there's a coalition, yes, if anybody, we're not discarding any weight. If anybody brings their weight into the room, we are welcoming every weight that is required for us to be able to pull it off. But at the same time, we're not going to be held hostage to say, oh, it is either my way or the highway. We will do what will make Nigeria survive. And the
But what
truth is,
about those who are then saying that it's all we are going to end up in 2023 again where votes are split? Are you not worried that split
the
is
Deji,
reality is
I
like,
just asked him, can't we work smart? Must we work hard? Can't we work
no,
smart?
hold on, Kolade now. Kolade, we all want to work smart. But like I mentioned here, we are not telling anybody to stay out of the room. Everybody's welcome to the room. Everybody's welcome to the table. But at the same time, we would not be held hostage by any one person on that table. That is what I'm saying here.
I
We
agree
all
to
want to,
that.
yeah.
Did
So
we did we wait, but sorry, did we not say the same thing in Edo States? If you came on spaces when Edo was going on, LP covered the whole social media space. We keep lying to ourselves and then doing the same thing, expecting to get a. See, look, I have just told
I
you.
don't know who is speaking now. I can't actually.
Sorry, greatest.
No,
I
that's
have
good.
just told
Okay, let me just.
point blank and plain. I
Yeah.
was on the phone 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
The SSC to the governor. So I am telling you,
Which governor?
Delta states.
Delta State Sheriff.
Yes,
I'm from Delta State as well. Sheriff cannot win his
I'm telling you
election.
that the reason why they are teleporting from one end to the other is because they have no confidence
okay.
on the
Good.
election.
I'm so sorry. We have two Delta people here. I think it's very right to ask this question. Sheikh, Goat, brass tacks, Delta State election 2027. Will the governor influence votes for Tinubu? And how much votes will Tinubu win Delta State? Let me just ask. Simple. Will Tinubu win Delta State?
100%.
be like say you dey
One.
use federal allocation play.
Hold on. Let me ask question. Let us ask question. Let us be practical. Let us ask a question here. Okowa was an incumbent and he was running as a VP in that election. Did they win the state?
So
So the
Wait,
you want
point
me
e
to
be
here
like say
respond?
is
Tinubu na joke too now. But anyway,
hold on. Now, do not. What I'm simply going to say here is I am not, I don't have a crystal ball to tell you, but the fact remains that we will put in the work. And that is the only thing I can promise. If it's the work, we will put in the work. And at the end of the day, we will come back to call results. Let everybody mark it here. We will come back again. The same way we came back again in 2023 to call results. We will come back again to call results. And one thing I want to also put out here is the fact that we are on a journey to reclaim Nigeria. The journey does not end in 2027. So let's stop making it look like, oh, in 2027, if that is the May or Ma election. We are on a journey. And if we stay the course, someday the light will shine at the end of the tunnel. So that is the point. All this Tinubu is master electioner and master this, master this. If they are masters, why have they not used the masters to be able to bring good governance? Why have they not used this their master strategy to be able to improve the lot of Nigerians? If they are masters, he was in Lagos. Obi beat him in Lagos, blue black. Now they had to start rigging and cancelling the result over and over. Macron could not deliver his polling unit.
Yes,
He's
so
here making noise.
Okay, why could Labour Party see? Look, see why could Labour Party not replicate the same thing during the governorship election? And I keep telling you,
They no bond them
I
well.
no,
Actually,
that's what
Good,
I'm telling you.
good,
we came out fully for
See,
them.
good. You are
Fully.
comparing
Macron did
apples
not
and
We
oranges.
came out fully.
all right,
Sorry.
And that's
all
how we will
Good.
right,
come out
all
fully for
right,
27.
all right, all right. We know what happened in Macron also said it. They came out for them. They beat anybody. The boy or papa where go press for another party. You go hear out. So I mean that played a role. I'm not sure if that was the entire reason, but definitely that played a role. Anyway, I think we are not being fair to the other speaker. So engagement time is over. Let's move on. All right. The next person should be Ox. No, Auto. Auto is next.
Deji with it.
We'll come back for engagement
Hello?
later. Auto gone.
Okay, me, I no wan say much. Sorry. Somebody don already talk my mind for the page. But I just wanted to say something because a lot of times when people talk about these things and they say, no put emotion, no put emotion, that thing gets me angry and makes me emotional because I don't know how what is happening in this country will not make you emotional. And that is how the other one that lost his child, we were all here on Twitter now, the one that lost his child in the hospital, he lost his child in our house, in the hospital where I work. uh He got emotional that his child died and he hit a nurse, and the nurses in the hospital went on strike for like 2 days. When the consequence of those actions start to occur, that's when you know that emotion is important. So it's better we use our emotion now, do the right things. Forget all the sometimes I feel like we used to imagine all these things we are talking about party, form coalition. See this if we take it from here, the northwest and southwest, you disrupt vote here. We are discussing it as if it is football. We are discussing football tag now our life where they carry the play game. When you can make all these permutations all we like, but we should remember is human beings, is lives, and your own life follow. Except you are not in this country and your whole family is not. Is your life, is our family's life, is your children's life, even your unborn grandchildren. Now they use they play all this game. One day they go sacrifice your own children, make another person pikin reach here. you know one day one the rubbish wey somebody do one day na im go kill your entire family. No wahala. Just make I just add am, make una dey remember that part of the equation. It's not only to talk about permutations. Besides, I am on side of PO has said he's not joining any coalition. So when the time comes, I will do my conscience, I'll do what I can, and that should be enough for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyway, thank you for being the conscience of the space. But it's just we're just talking politics for now. Earlier in the morning, we were blasting Tinubu till high heavens. You were not there, so maybe tomorrow you'll be there. Anyway, let's move on. Um, Oxley, quickly.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, 1 second.
All right, Macron, go on.
All right. Thank you very much, Oxley. Thank you for using your time to meet temporarily.
Sorry,
Thank
I'm
you,
here. I'm
Deji.
here already. Sorry, I just wanted to give the
Okay.
time.
Okay. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
So here is what I would say with developments that we are seeing on from Nigeria. Um, for me, I will be very frank with with every one of us. For me, I am not panicked. I'm not panicked at all. I'm not moved with what we are saying. And I will tell you why. The people, earlier in the week, before the Easter holiday, there was news that 5 governors are going to move. Is no longer a speculation. It started from the level of speculation. The news started solidifying, and here we are. One person has made a move. Now, let me tell you why I'm not worried. The people that are making moves today are in panic mode. They have all pressed panic buttons for all of them. Somebody alluded to that fact. Governor of Delta State, see, these guys are under immense pressure. The governor of Delta State, or Borowore, or whatever he's called, his boss, his file is in the EFCC. It's on the table of the EFCC. He has already been arrested and granted bail for 1.3 trillion naira. So what do you shouldn't be panic. And I will tell you what, and that's what I'm saying. They have the governor, the ex-governor has a 1.3 trillion naira case with EFCC. They already at least they have something on him. It may not be that he ate all that money, but there is something that is culpable for. There is already a prima facie case established against him by the EFCC. So why would they be on this mode? Remember, the saying of Oshomole: once you cross over to APC, you will be washed as white as snow. The accountant general of this present government, some of these officials, the officials were working to court. So all of them are under indictment. The only person that has immunity is Oborewori and his deputy. So all these people, they're already on EFCC radar. Their files are of the EFCC table. So what do you expect them to do? To stay and make themselves vulnerable to be picked up, particularly the ones that doesn't have the ones that doesn't have immunity as we speak. They have to do what they have to do. Going to Akwa Ibom, there is a EFCC case. The EFCC is after the predecessor of the current guy that is there. All the people that served in the previous government of the PDP government, I've forgotten this guy's name. They are all in this present government. Their files are before EFCC. They are running around. Once you enter the umbrella of the EFCC, you are covered. So they are looking for what? What are they looking for? They are looking for political cover. That's what they are looking for. So don't be panicked. If this the movement that we are seeing is what is panicking you for opposition to go and close deal this night, for them to go and close a coalition deal this night, it doesn't make any sense. These people are selfish people. They are in trouble. That's why they are moving. Over the weekend, I saw over the Easter holiday last week, I saw a picture of somebody somebody that took a picture with Fubara Fubara at Frankfurt International Airport in Germany. Once I saw that picture, and later 2 days after the news of Fubara meeting Tinubu in London, Fubara is also in panic mode. They are looking for cover. These people have nothing to offer anybody. What am I trying to say? Do not be panicked. Let them. It's even better that they show their color. Let them declare where they stand, so that when 2007 comes, we will know what we are up against. These people that are moving have no political value. As far as I'm concerned, they can promise Tinubu everything that they will deliver the state, they will do this and they will do that. Remember, 2027 election. Election is not in one state. Election is happening across the country. APC will not have the capacity. They can rig, but they won't have the capacity to rig in 777 local government at the same time. It won't work. So we are not talking about one state election. It's going to be a general election all across the country.
Yeah.
Will they get control of everything? My answer is no. So don't be panicked. Let people that will move, let them move, so that we know what we are all up against. Let the battle line be drawn,
Yeah.
so that the people that are on the left and on the right will know where who is who, so that we know when we are firing people, when we are firing the targets, we will know what we are firing. Please, do not be panicked. These guys are already in trouble. That's
Thank
why
you.
they are running up and down.
Yeah. Thank you very much. All right, Macron.
Yeah, thank you very much, Deji. Yeah, so good evening, everybody. So, I don't think that the governors defecting to the APC is because of them being in panic mode. And I think that if we are being realistic, honest, and truthful to ourselves, we understand the reason why. So these governors are from PDP. Many of them actually tacitly and subtly, passively, and some of them even actively supported Obi in 2023. However, post-election, what has Obi been able to do with his political party? He has divided it into four. The PDP does not have a national secretary. Who is going to sign my INEC form? So the most stable political party is the APC. And you can only lead well when your home is stable. I don't think anybody is going to ask a stupid man. Sorry. I don't think anybody in their right senses would give a sensitive political position or a sensitive position as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to a very, very unstable character. So these people are moving from instability to stability. And for me, I think that as citizens that want good governance, as citizens that want progressive development, as citizens that understand that some leaders have to take very, very unpopular positions, very, very unpopular decisions that will give short-term pain for longer-term gain. I think that we should not allow a confused and unstable opposition to keep us blinded to the progress that this administration is making. The student loan on a monthly basis, we are seeing the metrics being published. We are seeing external reserve funds moving up. We are seeing inflation slowing down. Slowing down. The rate of inflation now month on month is slowing down.
Wait, to
So
Macron,
when
we are
people say,
campaigning.
I'm not campaigning, I'm speaking to the topic on why there is defection and on why people should not think that people defecting don't know what they're doing. So what I'm saying that people are defecting from instability, from confusion, from stealing to stability. You are having governors having billions, hundreds of billions of naira in monthly allocations. The opposition is going to come and stop it. The opposition is going to come and stop the Lagos Calabar coastal way because they are against it. This is a 15 trillion naira project that is creating massive employment around the economies around that region. And these opposition are going to stop it. The opposition is going to stop, huge federal allocations to the state. The opposition is going to come back and take back the power licenses and centralize them. They don't like the deregulation of the power sector. These are the things that are telling you. They don't like the deregulation of the oil sector. They don't like the unification of the FX rate. They don't like the fact that everybody can now plan on dollar of 1,500. If I have master's program in September, August, I can start saving and believe and know that yes, that 1.5 is 1.5. They want a situation where some of them are going to get dollar at 400 naira and come and sell to you at 800 naira. And that is why they are no longer speaking of policy again. What they are now trying to do is to make you blind towards everything that the administration is doing. The CNG initiative fund there has $500 million sitting in the bank. Youths are not tapping into it. They will blindfold you from what the government is actually doing. There's a census here that is now coming up that we want to actually have pure and undistorted data that we are going to use to plan our economy. And they're telling you no, it is now Yoruba that fooled the committee, and we don't want the census to hold. So what they want to do is to reverse so that they can become the billionaires and trillionaires. I'm going to end by saying that the new order is the Asiwaju's administration. They are the station that has given young professionals. Go and look at the NMPC board. It is full of full of experienced professionals who made fantastic strides as young professionals when they were younger. These are the policies that the opposition wants to come and reverse and tell you, oh, we are doing coalition. Coalition for what exactly? So please and please, while might have hated the APC in 2023, while you might have hated Tinubu for all of the lies that they told against him, I don't think that you should close your eyes. Many of the people that have spoken here are multi-millionaires in dollars, and they only become multi-millionaires in the last 2 years of this administration. Some of them, they are in two groups. Some of them, it is direct campaign funds. I don't believe that Malam, okay, let me land. I don't believe that Malam is one of those that, Malam used to be a very poor man when I knew him back then in 2021, 2020. In 2020, between 2023 and 2025, he now has more than 500 people that he gives money monthly, according to him. It is because he is now benefiting from the economic policies of his administration. Thank you, and I yield the mic.
All right, 2 minutes engagement. Malam, I'm sure you want to jump on this. Is Malam there? Anyway, whoever wants to jump on it can go on. I don't mind.
Okay. Can I jump on?
Yeah, sure. Done.
So Macnoon, it's not you're not a new person. I've known you from the days of Clubhouse, and this is how you shout about some spaces and thinking that is how you sell your market.
I have also known you to be a fraudulent person. You were part of those that brought CBEX into this country. Yes or no?
I use
Yes or no?
the you want
Exactly. So what are
the
you saying?
Oh, God. What's going on?
You have been somebody that we have known on Clubhouse to be a fraudster. You call
I don't know what's going on. How did we get here? We are talking about politics. Please. Politics. No insults, nothing. I beg. Uh, so everyone, I beg. Let's chill. Let's chill. I beg.
Sorry, can I
can I
engage this guy, please?
Engage you.
I want.
Sheikh was speaking, so I don't know.
can I speak now?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Well, Macnoon, I'll come back to you later. Now, the thing is, sometimes these people try to speak in their own delusions. You talked about the racketeering of the dollar. Under which administration did that happen? Is it not APC? Is it not under Buhari that your so-called Jagaban was the leader of the party? You talk about inflation. My brother, do you actually understand inflation? You rebase the economy and the inflation, and now they're even projecting that even with your rebase statistics, that the inflation is still going to go higher and get up about 30 something percent. The problem is you guys stay in your very micro spaces and fail to interact with Nigerians to actually understand that Nigerians have become poorer, that the current purchasing power of Nigeria has shrunken. People like you, Macnoon, back in the days, I think you usually go on vacation to maybe Benin Republic. Now you can't even leave Lagos because you can't pay flight tickets. But it's the economy. But what will they do? On your mandate, you will stand. Even if your leg continue paying you, will change leg. But the problem is, do you have ideologies? If your leader today, just like the Delta State is happening now, leader has moved, all of them have jumped. They don't have a say. Because what? Is who pays the piper that dictates the tune. Can you, for once, come out and have a stand for yourself and say, look at what you were bragging about, that in the state elections in Lagos State, you guys came out for them. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Would that be what you would hand over to your children as elections? Would that be what you want to bequeath to your future generations to say, in this state, we beat people during elections? Man, my brother, think twice and have some shame. Thank you.
Okay. I'm not sure if Macron is speaking, but I can't hear him. Is Macron speaking?
He has lost his voice.
Because I'm sure he's not going to want to let that slip there. Macron, but go down and come back, because we know they hear you.
I think he has already gone down. I wanted to ask him a question.
He doesn't have internet. He has now fourth
He's already
generation.
he's already gone down.
All right, let's move on then. Who else is here that has not spoken at all? That's King Zanga. King Zanga, please go on.
Yeah, Deji Alpha now. I greet you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, go on.
Good. I just want to speak about the power play and the power move that Tinubu has been making since he came back from France. I mean, what a week is hard. The week is just today is still Wednesday, right? And I think probably the his battery is still at 90%. We should anticipate how he's going to utilize the remaining power that is is packed right now. So anything politics is a power game. We need to understand that, okay? And every student of strategic studies knows that the last thing you will do, the last thing that you can do to implement any strategy at all is by wasting time. You don't have to waste any time. The future doesn't belong to those who wait. All right? Every single poaching that he's doing, I mean, he's playing the opposition half field right now. He's dribbling them half field. And I don't know who's going to change the game, because those who are going to grab that power, those who are going to take that power, they are the decisive ones. They are not the indecisive ones. Who's going to spend weeks, months, debating on who's going to lead or who's not going to lead, who's going to implement this or who's not going to implement that. Ashiwaju started campaigning from January 1st, 2025, and he's not going to stop until the last day of the campaign in February, hopefully in 2027. So he's just going to keep consolidating, the field. So it's not up to, because this is not a platform where you want to debate strategy. Oh, you don't want to carve out his vote from the southwest. The north is going to put some coalition together. Oh, if you come and rig election in our region, you're gonna go back in body bags and all those rhetorics. It's political talking point. Who actually holds the power? Who actually controls the levers of state power right now? He controls the police, controls the military. And what a beautiful photo he just took with the IC, the intelligence community today. See how confident, see how the guy is every single minute that passes by, that guy is growing more confident, because the PDP couldn't deal with the weakest question. As it stands now, he has already caught a deal in Abuja for the votes. He has already caught a deal in Rivers. Come on, the guy is in Edo. We already know that. It's going to Delta. So now the question is, every single person who is the capital of the APC, what is their primary mission? Are they going in there to sabotage the system from within, or they are going in there because there is something which Jagaban and his team are leveraging on? Like, it's grab them by the balls. So I it will be very difficult to actually beat Tinubu in 2027. I think realistically, you should assess the political landscape. What happened in 2023? Yeah, you can reflect on that, the lessons, and but have we really learned anything? Because in 2027, people still gonna cash in. People still gonna collect the gigs. But of all of all how skillful, how pragmatic Tinubu is, and how assertive he is, his strategy still have this fundamental flaw. I may not tell you guys that fundamental flaw that exists in his strategy, but I put out an equation and I posted that every part of that equation, I think it's got four parts essentially.
Every part of that equation is a sum of it all. If you can crack that code for the code breaker, I said it. I said if you can crack it under 1 week, at least me, I can give anybody that crack that code at least 2M. I will give it to you. It's on my TL. You have 1 week to crack it. That flaw that exists in Tinubu's strategy is the only way anybody who want to take power away from him, even that will be extremely difficult. Because when you go past where you will come and you want to switch talk people, you want to tell people, give them hope, you want to tell them, don't worry, we're here, we're going to support you, we're going to make sure that the country is going to get better if you vote for me. Everybody wants power. And what is the core motivation why people seek political power? Influence, control, access to resources, access to power. Right now he's got all of them. He's got all of them. And when these guys make statements, I think we should be humble enough to listen. We should be humble enough to listen to at least what is not being said behind every single statement they make. When the Attorney General came out and said, this is a warning to all other state governors, the president of Nigeria is extremely powerful. That's the chief prosecutor of the land. That's the interpreter of the laws of the land to the chief enforcer of the laws, the president. So we should understand that you can hang around power and don't know how to use power. Tinubu and Jonathan, they are two different characters. They are two different characters. They're fundamentally different in all aspects. So if you think you're going to threaten Tinubu, if you think you're going to coerce Tinubu, if you think you're going to manipulate Tinubu to grab power away from him in 2027, then get ready for a big fight. So, King Zanga, but people Yes. are listening to you and will be like, all these things you are saying, is it not to discourage Nigerians? Nigerians are supposed to be gingered right now to back an opposition leader. What ginger? Well, okay. I like to speak on specifics. I don't like, to just, go all over the place. 2023. What is 2023? When did Edo had their election? I've lost. I've actually forgotten what happened. When did we had the elections in The Edo? election Was was it in last year? September last year. September 2024, right? Yes. Good. I think if I can, NS is here, right? NS is here. I think a couple of faces are here. Kolade is here. We prepared for vote and voters protection. We spent money. We raised millions. On the day of that election, the plan that we had was the one that was still standing. Did Edo people gave us the chance to even protect the votes, to even protect the voters as well? So what I'm telling you is this: if Nigerians want to have any government that want to reflect their aspiration, they want to, they want to catch up with the rest of the world, in all sectors, technology, power, infrastructure, trade, agriculture, you know, anything. Nigerians need to obviously work for it. And it is by doing, it's not by talking. So as it stands, I'm not discouraging everybody. The facts are staring you and I in the face. As it stands right now, every single strategy, if you are obedient here, Tinubu is going to implement that strategy. Your door-to-door campaign. I made a post today. Somebody sent me those videos, and in Abuja. Every single strategy you think knocking around, all those, you know how to cover. He is going to implement all of those. So maybe you have to evolve a new strategy. I don't know. But if you're not gonna, when you come on the Twitter platform and you want to talk political strategy and you want to counter Tinubu, well, guys will take do screen recordings, and they can, the political geek boys, they are here. Some are listening anonymously. You know the name, the host, you know the numbers. But what I can guarantee us here, the only way you can beat Tinubu is by cracking that code. If you crack it, and you are not going to crack that code in less than a week to the election. So it will be like an earthquake. That's the only way you can shake him off. Right now, he will keep consolidating power. Thank you. All right, King Gaidi, go on quickly.
It don't reach my tongue. It don't pull quickly. Anyway, grave everyone. Um, I have been saying it. You people thought I was joking. You don't just know who Tinubu is. I'm sorry. All of you don't know. This year,
But King
Yakubu
Gaidi,
Mahmoud.
people will say you people are just hyping this guy for no reason.
See,
You people are
Deji,
just
let
hyping
me
this guy for no reason. That is not it. It's not it at all.
see. Let me wait. Tinubu just got the biggest state in this country in the bag. Who does that? Delta State. Their monthly allocation alone can finance your presidential tickets. See, let me tell you something. It's not hype or anything. This is Tinubu of 2005 that they were pursuing like rats, and he was using area boys to do bodyguards. This man have mastered what I call the politics. That Nigerian people are a bunch of hungry people, including the political elite class. And I mean, this is the presidency we are talking about. He have the presidency on lock. And it saddens me that the other part of Bendel have just moved to APC. It's so unfortunate. You know, their sister state was the first person to go down. Our brother states have gone to APC. If you think Delta State is not important, go and check their monthly allocation. I heard, what's his name? Fubara will be joining soon. How many is that? These are like the 6 important states you need in Nigeria to be president. Or or You understand? You need Rivers, Delta States, Bayelsa. Bayelsa too, I will not be surprised if Dere also move. It is what it is. You see, I have been shouting coalition since after the Edo election. I've been saying, people were still speaking big English. Oh, you know what happened 2023? Bro, this is Tinubu era, not Buhari. Buhari is somebody
But King
who is not
Gaidi,
really
if
okay.
people like your opposition voices, right, like you are already making Tinubu look invincible, is that not dangerous?
Bro, Tinubu is already invisible, bro. Very, very, very invisible. See, let me tell you something. You still don't understand who Tinubu is. Let me paint a picture for you. We have a big chest, a big chest. You have the king inside, well protected with one they call the others one. Okay. Now, those ones now where they protect the king, good day, hunt come. Now you have somebody like Wiki who is currently masterminding the destruction of one of the biggest party one of the party that used to be biggest in Africa, PDP. Everything happening in PDP today is PD Wiki's handwork. Because why? Wiki was demolished, flabbergasted by Aminu, what's his name? That Sokotoma. And Wike is a proud person who cannot take a loss. That man have never won anything. First, Peter Adeli make him chairman. Rotimi Amechi make him minister. Jonathan wife make him governor. So he could not take just one loss. So currently he's demolishing a party that could, that have that national appeal to even do an opposition. currently destroying it. Now you talk to what's his name, Peter of this side. You have a well orchestrated, what is that Ijebu man's name again? You know, wait, Deji, if you not that bad again, we go fight. Oh. I'm painting a picture, please. Let me paint. Who always
There's no time, King ID. Just quickly.
no, there is time, bro. There is time. Because let me explain this thing well. Who is currently frustrating PO's effort to even unite his own party? This one will say, oh, Supreme Court having restated me as chairman. That see, is okay for this bullshit. I'm so sorry. Okay, there is one thing that need to be done and need to be done very fast. See, Tinubu is very beatable, super beatable. But to beat him, there's a parable in my village that say before you kill a rat in a native water pot, that old native water pot in the village, you have to be very strategic. If not, you will kill the rat and break the pot. That is the situation Nigeria are now. To beat Tinubu, you have to be very strategic. You have to crack your brain because Tinubu mind, it's not like Tinubu is really walking down the president. People are literally submitting themselves on his altar. Tinubu cannot be leave his luck. People are literally bringing themselves as a sacrificial lamb to his altar. That Mr. President, we are all yours. Take us as you want. Is genius. Because whether you like it or not, currently Nigerians are suffering.
All right. All right.
Wait, wait, you dey distract me. Oh. You
Yeah.
dey distract me.
Yes, I need to
Let
go.
me just round up. Wait, not good, not good, not good, not good. I really need to say this. Your space is national. See, Nigerians are grabbing in the hands of Nigeria. The big men who have the muzzle to really face Tinubu eyeball to eyeball are still walking high with their shoulder pads, and they are not ready to come into a room and say, okay, you know what? Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. That is just what is happening. I have kept shouting that look, PDP, Wike is the menace in PDP. He will destroy that party. He will not remain only
All right.
Tio and Iman.
You're already repeating yourself.
Let's find a party that have the national appeal and all the opposition leaders come together and let's strike a balance. That is the only thing
So yeah,
that can
in
remove
one word,
Tinubu.
which party is that? I mean, anyway, guys, I have to go, but everyone who has not spoken will get a chance to speak. So from now on, it's gonna be like quick. That's why I had to worry King ID to finish whatever he's saying. Anyway, thank you. All right, so Good evening, Nigerians. I think King ID is a very funny guy. So my own will be very simple. I mean, it's a very simple thing to do for the leaders who are still muzzling up whether to form coalition or not. I think the only thing that fears Tinubu the most is this coalition. And again, there is a particular person that fears him as well, and that is Peter B. You may not like my submission, but that is the fact. he took him unawares in 2023, and he never knew that a man that came from a party with no structure could generate that amount of votes. And I can tell you that if not that the Supreme Court has said the final vote, which obviously we are bound by law to accept it, but within their own mind, they know who really won the 2023 election. Conscience, your mind should be able to tell you the truth. Apart from the whole politics, even those who are campaigning or telling APC, telling us that APC is the better or Bola Tinubu has the best strategic means to get any politicians on his own side. They all knew what happened in 2023. So going forward, because we cannot continue to blame ourselves and say, what are we going to do? And I love what you said, Deji. So what do you want Nigerians to do? Because if anybody's saying anything, you have to actually come up with, what do you think will happen? I think that is the article need to drop and support the most sellable candidate. They have to look at a vice that will come from North who has actually the appeal of the Northern people. And then the Northerners now will need to ask themselves, what do we really want? Do we really want Nigeria to go forward? Or are we just want to grab the power and hold it tenaciously? Do we want someone that can turn around this country? If still thinking that, okay, let's do it this way and wait for our turn, because they actually had 8 years under Buhari and he had nothing to offer them. Like this is a place, is a zone that should have it all based on the leadership even from the military, but they still don't have it. So they need to really have a clear thought. What do we really want? So they need to develop some element of trust. And I think they have serious phobia for that. And that is when it comes to maybe a candidate coming from the Southeast. So I will summarize by saying that Tinubu is still beatable. And how to do it? Coalition need to come. Atiku need to drop his, intention to run for president again. And this has to come around a party, possibly under Labour Party, to be fair. Possibly under Labour Party. Anything PDP is not going to work. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. All right. I think Polonium, please go on.
Yeah, Deji, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the space as well. Deji, I said it yesterday and I'm going to say it again today. Let us tell us the truth, right? I do not think that as it is today, anybody in Nigerian political space can defeat Bola Tinubu unless you are willing to go lower than where they have determined to go and will determine to go. I think we need to come to the reality of that. It is not about not being in the opposition. It is just what the country is. These people will rig elections to any length and get away with it because there is nobody that will hold them to account. We have seen it before. It is going to replay itself. Like my brother from the South has said, the critical states that could have surmounted or post some opposition have succumbed to this man. You're talking about some of the richest states in the country with billions at their disposals to use for elections. There is no way. I have decided to turn my focus on PO, and this is my take. I would urge PO to stay out of the 2027 elections. It is a waste of time. It is a waste of the people who are always supporting him. It is a waste of our, it's going to be a waste of our effort supporting him because nothing is going to happen. We will not shift a pin. They tried it, they got away with it. This time around, there's nothing we will be able to do. PO should stay out of that race unless he negotiates in the coalition for a VP slot with a northern president. I would not support a PO leadership to go and be there for 4 years, and after 4 years, they say it is time for power to move to the north. There's nothing PO will be able to achieve. No, when I said nothing, I mean, we don't understand what it means. We might not be able to achieve a lot in 4 years. So I would propose PO negotiate for a VP position, a northern candidate to do his 8
Yusuf, is
years.
anybody speaking? Can't
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
anybody. Oh.
If
I think I've been
Polonium is
thrown
speaking.
out of my space. Jesus Christ.
Deji, we
Wait,
can see you. Can you hear me?
Nigerians, let's start the conversation. Anybody can open the space. So if they
Space, Abi.
Emma Power,
Sorry, stop interjecting the speaker. Polonium, please continue.
So Yusuf, now good. So PO can partner. Yeah, it was Elon Musk. PO can be VP for a northern candidate who will do 8 years. I know you certain people will say, "Oh, we have it's our thought to do 8 years." Partner with that candidate, do his 8 years as VP, and then become president when it is back to the south. That's my proposition.
All right.
Anything
But
outside of
can you
that,
hear me, Polonium?
very well, my brother.
But people are saying that PO did not need governors in the last election, but still pulled a very, very huge offset. Why does 2027 have to be any different?
Yeah, we didn't need governors. Where did it land us? It landed us in a position where we got nothing. We got nothing to the Supreme Court. We got nothing. The same thing. It is not, for me, it is not political wise, it's not political wisdom for me to go and engage in something that I know at the end of the day will be unproductive. There's no point. It is the same thing that's going to happen. Much more now that these people have moved to the APC. You see, that 2 million votes that you got, or that 6 million vote that INEC gave you, because these states have moved to the APC, automatically those votes will be subtracted. They will simply tell you it's an APC state. There's no way you expected to have won. So whatever we got, as I'm speaking to you, I'm sure they have already started. They have counted your numbers. They have allocated votes that they will deduct from these states that are moving to the APC. So whatever we got in these states, my brother, is gone. Those votes are gone. So there's no point.
Yeah.
So if PO is joining the coalition, let him join the coalition for a northern president with him as VP. The northern president do his 8 years. After that, PO comes as president for the southern 8 years.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah,
take. Thank you, I yield.
All right.
thank you, Polonium. Sorry,
Hold
Deji,
on,
let me just
Yusuf.
say
Hold
this.
on, Yusuf. Hold on, Yusuf. You be go. So just you will be the one to speak last. So just you will be the one to speak last.
I, for one, I mean, there is no way I'll be
surprised that that a sheriff is the camping in the first place to start with. Because I mean, why would he not decamp? He would have to decamp because that is the only thing that can guarantee him a second term. Because number one is not working. There is no way they are going to vote for APC. We all know this. It's a known fact. If Peter Mba of Enugu State decamp,
State Jack.
Please, no interruptions. I beg. Just wait. Once my co-host is done, I'll open the floor for engagement. In fact, I go come up co-host, it could just stay open. So just let him quickly finish. No vex, abeg.
Deji, your call is about to go. Even me, I want to speak
uh,
now. Why the guy?
Yusuf, hold on. Yusuf, hold on. I mean, I'm trying to rush my point because they just said there's no time because I would have loved to explain these things in depthly. Now, number one, there's only one way to remove Tinubu from office, and it is not by coalition of politicians. The only way to remove Tinubu from office is to motivate the Nigerian people to come out and fight for their lives. That is the only way to remove this APC. And the only person that can do it is P2P. No other politician in Nigeria will be able to motivate Nigerians to come out on the street and fight for their future again, ever. Not an article, not a 82-year-old article. It's not possible. I can't, with all honesty, sincerely, from the depth of my heart, even raise a finger with an article as a presidential candidate in 2027. It's not possible. And I know that there are millions of Nigerians with the same, mindset and everything. So it is very simple. We know that PO on the ballot is going to clear southern Nigeria, particularly southeast and south. We know. Now, you can argue that maybe he might need to defend his vote in some certain places. We understand that. And that is where you now begin to build defensive structure
Jack,
that is going to
you
defend your
believe that
vote.
once Atiku supports PO, Tinubu will have no chance in the south.
There is no way Tinubu will have a chance in anywhere in southeast and south, at least. That is guaranteed. I don't know, for southwest is going to, maybe PO is just going to have pockets of vote in some places and all of that. But as far as southeast and south is concerned, with the backing, what we need to defeat Tinubu is not necessarily politicians. Because for me now, they rate politicians. So, Baba, if you see these people behind the scenes, they beg for vote, una no go rate any of them. All these Peter and Sheriff, all of them, they were all begging us for vote. Akwa Ibom State Governor that wanted to do anything within his power to get me to endorse him in Akwa Ibom. In short, he had to even pay some people to use Take Back Nigeria's name to endorse him in Akwa Ibom, which I refuted and released a statement. Is that the individuals you're talking about that we are afraid of? What can they do? Who are the people on ground? Now, human beings, and these are young people that want to fight for their future. So spare me all these English people are speaking about, Tinubu is Jagaban of this. He's Jagaban of what? But he needed to switch off INEC server for him to declare himself the president. Let us be honest. These politicians can only do, there's only a handful they can do. What you need in 2027 is somebody that can motivate people to come and fight for their future. And it's only P2B. So all you need is give P2B the ticket of the coalition, back him from the north, and Tinubu is a gunner. You can bet your life on this. I am very sure he will win in 2027. I yield the mic.
I think you are one of the reasons these people are going to APC because you're shakara too much. You're shakara too much. They're asking you, I'm begging for votes, but you are saying no, and you think they will not
Yeah,
find their square root.
yeah.
Anyway,
They are
let's
mad.
move on.
They are mad. God punish them.
Thank you. So, co-host, please go on.
Deji,
Yeah.
Deji, if you know you have the numbers, right? I think Jack Shakara know too much because Jack knows he has the numbers. The numbers are there already, right? And I want to start my submission from that. PO already has numbers. PO won the South 2 years ago. So he's the president of the South. So all he needs is just back up from the North. So forget about all this cross carpeting because Deji, the kind cross carpeting I don't see for timeline today, yesterday, and the ones that are still going on right now. I think I agree with people that are saying Tinubu is invisible because I didn't see those things coming. So the only way you can tackle this kind of thing, number one, it has to be a two horse race. That's number one. Because no matter how, if PO now go and forms a coalition with the North, and then another person comes out that has numbers, Omo, Tinubu don't win again. So number one, it has to be a two-horse race. Number two, like I said, I've not said this before anyway, I think people that are saying Atiku should take a back seat, I support them for the victory. Because if you look at it, the last election, Atiku came second in the North, right? And he came third in the South. I'm looking at figures now, and I'm considering INEC. I'm considering that you cannot put all your eggs in one basket. So if you don't have the numbers, INEC will manipulate this shit and announce results. That is fact. They've done it before. So imagine you now just trying to get some 100,000 to 1 million votes. Yeah, you want to waste those kind of votes in this context. I think you're not ready to win, right? So if there's going to be a coalition, I prefer to use merger, in my opinion. And then you've asked people these questions, they've been dodging the answers. What party is PO or whoever we are thinking is going to fly the ticket to run against Tinubu? What's that party, please? Because the last time I checked, I'm seeing factions in PDP, I'm seeing factions in Labour Party. I'm seeing that even the what do you call them? Board of Trustees, they have factions. You get so at the end of the day, you now be asking yourself, are they ready? But somebody said something very serious that maybe we should make it like maybe 10
Yusuf,
days.
don't worry yourself about party. Party will never be a problem to defeat Tinubu. It will never. It is the
Jack,
last. In
Jack,
short, let me tell you, the
Jack,
people that are thinking
Here
about
we
Jack,
go
coalition,
Jack,
again.
Jack,
party
Here
is the
we
meet
last
go
my
thing
mic.
they are thinking
again.
about.
Here we
Jack,
go again.
Jack,
Let Yusuf
Jack,
finish first.
meet my mic.
Let Yusuf finish.
Jack, you need political parties to win elections, regardless of what you want to do. So I think it's fundamental you get, because you can get a sweet candidate now, and there'll be one court case that will just say that, oh, all your delegates are illegal. The Supreme Court is in their pocket. So you need a structure that has not been compromised by the incumbent. The judiciary is only compromised, right? So you don't want to waste your time to now go and do one primaries that can be challenged in court, because there are 1,000,001 lawyers that will come for both sides and will continue to speak English and begin to do. And I'm tired of court cases regarding post-election and pre-election and whatever. I don't want anything to do. I want elections to end in polling units. And the only way you can do that, and if you want to win, is for you to all come together. Do a merger. I don't think a coalition will work. This is me speaking frankly and looking for results. I think a merger has to come in play, because in the first place, it was a merger that brought Muhammadu Buhari. It was a merger between the APC, CPC, and the AD and the ADCs. They came together and took power. So I think these other parties, if they cannot get a merger, they should look for a party that does not have court cases. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to shop. I don't want to start calling SDP or AAC. I don't want to do that. Even Coast, if they ring bell for Coast, okay, make I hit my mic. Thank you. So I think we just have to do this. We need to just come together. Nigerians need to focus. Do you want APC to continue,
Your
or you want
co-host,
to?
na Shetima co-host. You can decide to change you
Okay, Coast.
anytime you want.
Coast na spare tire. Deji, thank you, man. Make I yield. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. I never thought I would make it this far, but God is by my side. Thank you, everyone that has spoken on this space. I know that the conversation still wants to go. I will actually leave it, by the way. I will leave it till I cannot leave it no more. Right? I'm going
The
to
Arsenal has scored. Arsenal has scored.
I
Don't
don't
worry.
care
Go,
about
go, go
Arsenal.
and watch.
Anyway, so yes, guys, see, it's an ongoing conversation. We will continue to coalesce and everything. But make I not lie you. Now at Tinubu they do coalition like this, coalition against opposition. Now at Tinubu they do coalition. Now in the gather Avengers, But you people, you are still fighting each other. It is well. Anyway, I'm going to leave the space now for engagement. I hope grown men will be able to conduct themselves. I'm out. Peace out.
So, so
You,
Yusuf,
you carry your space with you. Carry your space.
Yusuf,
You just leave. You will not.
I bet just carry your space, so
The Polonium. I'm sure you. I don't know why suddenly you. It looks like you are throwing in the towel because I was shocked by your submission to the bones. Not only because it's very much unlike you,
You don't have
and then
to.
you
You
are
don't.
now even suggesting. No,
Polonium
no,
is from
no,
Akwa
no, no,
Ibom,
no. Hang
and
on, hang
he's
on.
feeling the heat. Eh?
No, no, hang on.
I
Yeah,
will
hang on.
console him. I will
Sorry,
console
sorry.
him, my
One
brother.
second. Yeah, no, no, no. 1 second. Honestly, when in now, in fact, if you had said okay, it would be raw. PO should not play the death game and all of that, and maybe I will see what you're saying. But to now suggest that PO should be VP to a northern candidate. I mean, nothing can be. That's for me. In fact, I believe the weakest strategy, the most I don't even know how to
The reason
qualify
why
it.
I said
The
that is
weakest
because
strategy, the biggest mistake any opposition will 2027 is to present a northern candidate. I can guarantee you that it is dead on arrival. I know
what
it might not sound like it makes sense
what's
now,
going to be dead on arrival?
but when you get there, if you present a northern candidate
You present
as the leader of the opposition, you are going to divide. See,
you're
you are
going
going
to
to divide this country
you
right
will have voter apathy in this house.
in the middle.
Why do you say so?
You're going to have
I'm telling you.
to finish.
So, because a lot of people, somebody like me, for example, I've said that I'm going to vote in 2027. If we bring Atiku, I'll vote for him. But I know he will not win. He cannot. It's not possible. Because you see, sometimes I was telling God that sometimes perception is everything. So APC are already a leg up. If you bring another candidate, so apart from the fact that they have a lot of propaganda to sell, all this rat poison, they will ignore all your pains and talk about their efforts. So they're going to use that to say, look, Nigerians know what Tinubu is doing. Nigerians are ready to be patient with Tinubu. You can see all the governors
So
defecting.
if you
Now they are now
hold
going
on,
to,
don't give a
rub on top
submission.
of
Let's
it.
engage. Don't give a
Yeah.
submission. Let's engage. So if you
Okay. Okay.
if you
I'm
feel
listening.
if you feel that the North has no strength, why do you think that Tinubu is canvassing for votes in the South? Why do you think that he's going to the South to go
No,
and
no,
get the states to come in?
no. I've not said the North has no strength. We are saying two different things. We are talking about, so there's time and there's the event. On a good day, North is very influential and they would determine how things go anytime, any day. I agree. I give that to you.
Well, this is the
But
reason.
in terms of 2027,
This is the reason for my position
nothing
in
can be
2027.
worse than presenting a northern candidate. I'm telling you, in fact, it's
Hold
a
on.
joke. There's no,
This
it's
is the
just going to be
reason.
a joke.
This is the reason for my position. If Peter Obi presents himself for 2027 and wins, it means that the max that PO can get is 4 years. Because if he tries to run
And
after
that's
four
what he
years,
wants.
no, that's not what I want.
Have you
I do not think that the
No, no,
4 year
no, no, that
term
might not be what you want.
is enough.
PO is a canvasser of one tenor, presidency, because he has said that one of the reasons why our people don't perform is because when they get into office, instead of focusing on governance, what they spend most of their time doing
No,
is
no, don't see.
calculating how to win the next
We
election.
don't have the time. Don't repeat what Pio has been saying. I am still a follower of Pio. I do not think that with all the effort that myself and other millions of Nigerians have put, what we should be rewarded with is a 4 year term for Pio. I don't accept that. I
So
would
it doesn't
rather
have to be.
Polonium.
I
No,
would
no,
rather
Polonium.
Polonium,
please let me
Polonium.
Polonium.
finish.
When
I would
the
rather
mistake
hold
you are
on.
making.
I'd rather hold on for PO to be
No,
VP
no,
and
no,
then
now.
president. I would rather have
No,
that than have
no,
him do
no,
for four
no.
years and
No,
disappear.
now. Polonium.
I will
Polonium.
not support
Polonium.
a
No,
You
P2B.
never
I
see
will not
why.
I
You
will
never
not
see
support a
woman. You
P2B
don't dey
even in
spread mouth.
2023
You
for
never see woman.
presidency.
You don't dey spread mouth.
You
What do
need
I
to
be
know
do
that
for 4 years?
Nigeria needs a president that is still healthy and agile to solve our problems. PO in his 70s cannot do anything in this country.
I
So if
disagree
he's
with you,
not
Jack.
getting it now, he should better go and sit down in his house in Onitsha and
Polonium.
rest, or in
So you should
Lagos.
get it for
What do
four
you mean by
years.
what do you mean by wait for
Polonium.
another 4
That
years or another
no.
8 years? What
No,
does
you
that
should get
even
it
Yes.
for
mean?
four.
So
Is that
so
what you're
so
saying? 4
Polonium.
years? 4 years.
No, no, Polonium. Can I
Polonium,
say something
Polonium,
quickly? Can I say something quickly? You see,
Polonium, Polonium,
Polonium.
you're
Sorry,
drinking
one
beer.
second, please. One
You're drinking
second.
beer.
So it doesn't have to be. It's about programs. Sorry, please, Shay. It's about programs. It doesn't. So it doesn't have to be PO, as in PO that will run for the 8 years. Once they take power, somebody else can, as long as, I mean, look at what APC has been doing. They are implementing their program. I mean, you saw what Buhari did, destroying Nigeria. Tinubu has come and is standing on existing protocol. So it's the same pattern. You understand? So it doesn't have to be PO as in PO. They can have a program, somebody else can come and implement. As long as you have a program, you set it, and then there's an agreement that, look, don't deviate, and then, it doesn't have to be
I
PO.
think some of
Malam,
Every even
Malam,
for
Malam,
the way some
let
of
me
us
ask
are
you a very
speaking, we are
simple
speaking
question, Malam.
theory. We are speaking theory.
No,
We're not speaking to
Malam,
the
can
realities
Malam,
of
let me ask you
Nigeria.
a realistic question.
Yusuf,
Who is
are
the
you there?
biggest
Just
opposition
wondering.
today in
No,
Nigerian politics? Who is the biggest opposition today in the Nigerian politics? Who?
the biggest opposition at the moment is PO.
it's debatable.
It's,
Some say it's PO,
it's
but I
P2B
don't
and
know. It's
it's
debatable.
P2B and his movement. That is, it's not debatable or anything. P2B
You guys are all wrong.
just over,
So you
you
guys,
just
you
overhype
see,
Tinubu. Like you people just
and how many
I
outcomes?
said
Take a
Tinubu wants to
whiteboard
join
now.
the coalition.
Instead of just talking, let's play a game. Take a whiteboard or a piece of paper. Draw three boxes there. Each box represents Tinubu, Obi, and Atiku. Now test these three boxes against each other.
Yeah,
Which outcome?
Tinubu is in all three. I agree.
E- Exactly. So you see, and now let's just say police
Tinubu.
and who again?
Looking at while your analysis is right on point, but it's just like 10% of the whole matter. Nigeria, the situation is much more complex than you're looking at it. Even Tinubu himself, as he sits wherever he is,
That's
doubts
exactly how
that
you win.
no, no,
By
no, let me answer you now.
challenging your own
Let me answer you.
narrative and assumption.
That
That
Nigeria
is
will
how
come
you
out.
improve.
Thingzanga.
Kinzanga, hold
No,
on,
no, no.
hold on,
Thingzanga. No,
please.
no, no. Thingzanga, hang on. So there are blind spots, and if somebody gives you a feedback, just take it. You understand strategy. I'm just telling you, as somebody who has been in the field, who has practiced, anyway, I've not been a politician, but I've been participating in elections. So I know clearly that politicians do have doubts. Even the ones
What
that
what are
have the
what are
most money and
Tinubu's
all of
what are
that.
Tinubu's blind spots? What are his doubts? Let's hear.
So it's doubt. Definitely is the fact that Nigerians are going to rise up and vote massively against him. So all of his strategies can be made nonsense if the numbers are good enough. And that's my only worry too, that Nigerians habitually will not come out and vote. But if we have just 60% of the potential, if we have just 60% of the potential move, and when you see them move, know without a doubt that they're moving against the APC, then it's good night APC, because all of the rigging.
Fact that if we go for that 100 million Nigerians to come out and vote and make sure that their votes are counted, we would floor any elections. But the question is, who is the person who is going to motivate you? I know that his politics is people politics. He plays politics for the people and of the people. But the Nigerians who are claiming that they are hungry today, would they come out and vote? Would they come out and vote? The
I
Nigerians
believe
who are
so.
claiming that, Tinubu's government is killing them, will they come out and vote? That's the question.
I actually believe so.
these questions that
So that's why people are asking for. Okay, go ahead, please.
these questions we keep asking. You see, one thing I will always make reference to. This is the same way these questions were asked. There is a new generation and there's a new block of voting, and anybody that doesn't understand the fact that the political dynamics is changing In the past, it used to be the leaders endorse. Even the leaders right now, go and speak to them. Know that there is a new sheriff in town, not PO this time around, but a new generation of Nigerians who are saying we rather die than to continue with this order. And that is the joker in the room. The fact is, this new order is one that nobody knows how they are going to swing. Unfortunately, it is one that we cannot completely say 100% because the fact is, it is that machinery that you cannot tell whether that day they will turn up or they will not turn up. And that is where the work lies. Where the work lies is you want a candidate that will make that block turn up. And that candidate, as we can see, anybody talking about coalition, PDP is dead. PDP died since 2011. Anybody that doesn't know that is just new to the game. PDP died in 2011 from when PDP started imposing candidates.
Now
I
bury
have
and remain.
I've said this thing over and over again. The PD candidates you have today are not popular candidates. That is why APC was able to pull the rug in 2015 under their legs. Because what? A lot of the people who were disenfranchised from 2011 were the ones who went into the grassroots to form APC. Since then, PDP has every governor from PDP has nominated somebody who is less popular than himself. You had a system whereby local government elections, they were printing one form and saying it's unified candidates, and they were giving it to their cronies. So the PDP guys do not have a machinery at the moment. And this is what played out in last election. Atiku was out there with PDP governors. How many PDP governors? And Obi came from nowhere and ran them streets. So the party is lost its glory. All these things that everybody keeps making look like. Atiku at the moment has no legs to stand on. Because even in the north where he is at the moment, Tinubu is wiping his ass clean. But even in that north, you are already seeing, we had the last protest. For once, we saw the northerners, the young people in the northern streets went into government house and were pulling things down. So this base is active. The question is, do you have that person that is going to rally them to that battlefront? And there's only one person that has that ability to rally them. So anybody that wants to say we want to defeat Tinubu and is beginning to talk and go around the circles and start looking for another candidate is not ready to defeat Tinubu. Tinubu, no candidate is going to defeat Tinubu because Tinubu represents a conglomerate of the old order, of the people who have held this country down to its knees. So the only person that can defeat this thing is this new order of the young people. And that, like I used to define it as Nigeria, Niger. The people who call Nigeria Niger, the people who have taken Afrobeats to the world, the people who have changed our jollof rice as branding, the people who have opened up and unlocked places that nobody thought would ever be unlocked. These people have taken our fashion globally. Before, they used to hold this generation.
You know they turn motivational speaker.
No,
Oh,
it's not
No,
about
shake.
but
You
motivation.
know they
The
turn
reality,
shake,
motivational
shake,
speaker.
shake, shake. These same people are
But
the
He's
it's
right
true.
ones.
allow me
now.
just
These same people.
Yusuf, now I
allow me
follow
finish
you.
my
Follow
point.
me back here. I want to ask
Shake,
you one
hold on, hold
question.
on,
No
Allow me
shake,
problem.
finish.
shake,
You are
shake,
from the
hold
north,
on,
Abi.
hold on, shake, please.
Allow me finish.
No,
Allow me
wait, now you
finish.
have been speaking now. These same people
No,
are the
just
ones who prefer to
give me
go
1 minute.
for what's they call Big Brother Niger. These same
You
people are the
listen.
ones who don't want to
No,
come out and vote. So tell us
listen.
how you can get them to come out and vote, please.
Hold on. Let me make you understand something. Let us look at first and foremost. We talk about politics. Politics is three things. Politics is people, knowledge, and money. In the past, they used to hold us with money because what? A lot of us were in Nigeria. We were waiting for 70,000 naira jobs. We were waiting for 100,000 naira jobs. Today, one person's £10, £20 from abroad. The diaspora community is there. What we did with NSAS, that was what we saw. We saw the diaspora community's funding power in NSAS. We saw that funding play out in the last election as well. So that money has been taken care of. The knowledge, you have a lot of people. We're using logistics. We're doing a whole lot of things differently. In the last election, we saw where people were sitting down on social media and saying, you know what, I'll put one billboard here, it's 150K, I will do this. This is the fact. There is a new order in town. When Jack came here, Jack made something known. A lot of us might not want to speak of what happened in the back because it looks like, okay, we're trying to talk and be. But a lot of these guys were in our DMs. A lot of them were having meetings with us and we were bouncing them. So the only thing that we have to do is, can we do the same work that the politicians will do? That dancing in the market. Are we going to turn up and leave Twitter and go into the streets? And everybody go and take your streets and deliver your streets. Because every time they make it Tinubu, Tinubu Jagaban. We beat Tinubu in Lagos. Tinubu was cancelling results. If he was so good, if Jagaban was so great, as they say Jagaban, he wouldn't have cancelled results. Tinubu was cancelling results. And go and look at the Lagos result sheet. So let us leave this thing and stop making this guy look like, oh, Sheriff Obovore. Sheriff
Yeah.
cannot win his local government. Take it from me. Let Sheriff come and stand in the local government and run free and fair election. He's not popular enough. That's the only reason they have to decamp, because they know that if you leave them as it stands now, where Tinubu is going to take away the power and move it to APC, on PDP ground, these guys have no legs to stand. They have no popularity anywhere. Is it the one that all his people have decamped before he decamped? It was the last pressure thing that he's decamping on. So let us leave this thing. When young people wake up and say, Nigeria is us, we won't take it back, and we have that candidate that we believe in, that holds our values in terms of seeds, of character, competence, and commitment, my brother, Nigerians, we will see young people will rise. MSAS, young people like us went out on the street and mobilized Nigerians. Not to not talk of when there's a candidate that we believe in. You people should beg, save this Tinubu guy, I beg. Really.
No, I agree. I agree with you, honestly, my brother. I agree with you. But, we just have to find a way to keep neutralizing all these people who are out to discourage people and distract us. For me, I think if we don't, but even if you say Tinubu is undefeatable and not defeatable, no problem. I hear you. But I'll take my PVC on the election day and go and vote for another party. I hear you, but I will not let that keep me in the house. So, if we all, have this, strategy, then you never know.
Want to vote and make their vote count. If there's ever a time when more Nigerians should be coming out to vote, the 95 million people that have registered to vote, if there's ever a time, I think it should be now. Should be now. So when you're stirred with the fact that, listen, you're going to have to live under this man for another 4 years after 2027, that should be what should push people out to say, listen, over my dead body, or no, I will not be alive and see this man come back and continue this suffering. Let me go and vote and make my voting count. And after we have voted, maybe have a different approach, to the post-election activities, which is what we failed to do in the previous one. So I don't see at the moment, apart from the obedient movement, which is at the moment not as organized as we were before, to say the truth. And apart from PO, I don't see any other person. These other guys are playing politics. There's no opposition. The PDP is down a full-fledged party in the APC. So I don't know. There's time is running fast, and nobody seems to be trying to call out, for the mobilization of everybody as a team. Post pre 2023, we had already advanced, strategies on how we're going to gather votes across the country. The strategy that we're putting out there is not known to even the opposition. Tinubu knows, and they know it. If 100 million Nigerians who didn't vote in the last election come out and vote, there is no way. That's the only strategy. It is nice and easy. They know it. They will just find a way to make sure it doesn't happen. And we need to find a way to make sure it happens. Not just 100 million,
Yeah, and
120
that's what
million people.
Polino. Polino, and that's what I believe, that the likes of Shore who like to protest.
No, they
These
talk
are the
show. They
areas
matter.
that they
I
should
beg.
be. No. Wait. I wanted to, because sure, if somebody says the gala and la casera is expensive, or buns is does not have egg roll, does not have the right kind of egg, he will follow them and protest If you say, Geisha does not, something is expired,
Showore's
any
work
small
is
thing
to
is
You
pro-
already
see, you
protested.
see, Malam,
Showore's duty is
Somebody,
to protest against police.
Yusuf,
King, wait,
Yusuf,
King,
you want to form
Zaza, wait.
coalition. I tell you, say make you check your GI. I
No,
want to send you something now.
no, wait,
It take you 10 hours to check it. And I like this, you want to with Tinubu. I beg you, bye bye.
no,
I
wait,
don't come up for here.
wait
This
now,
guy
wait.
now,
No, King
I
Gaza,
wanted
hold
to
on,
say
hold on,
that
hold on. No
we
go.
should be protesting, for things like, the Electoral Act. I know that people have said that Tinubu will never sign. You never know because, you have National Assembly members, you have House of Reps who can actually override Tinubu, but I know people call them rubber stamp. But, let it be documented that people try. We need to be protesting. For me, the most important aspect of it is that the process of counting is not transparent enough. Even if that's all we get, and every things that are not as important, because you see, if you do something about the electoral, for example, just put the direct transmission of results in the Electoral Act, because this was one of the strongest areas that a lot of Nigerians were hoping that the court will invalidate the elections because results were not properly transmitted to IREV and in a timely manner. But the lawyers, the judges had a wiggle room because it was not clearly stated in the Electoral Act. So how about this will take about just about 10 minutes. How about we say, okay, look, let's be discussing all the other issues, but this one, put it there. You are not asking them to do what's impossible. It's just to say, let's be sure that by the time the manual result is being collated and pushed through the wards and all those, dark tunnels, we already have the results and we can compare, right? Because for me, I think that this is one of the, apart from all the other strategies that they have, I think vote counting and tabulation is one of the most important backing that transparency. I think would have achieved a lot, that, in my own opinion. So if Shore is listening or any of his person, let's find a way to put pressure on the National Assembly. So somebody, it's very simple. Within a day or two, we can raise the.
The amendment on that electoral act was called for by the Senate in 2024. It
Okay,
was
Madam
called for
Said.
by the Senate in
Madam President,
2024,
Bologna,
and it was yeah,
I wanted to,
and we
I wanted to ask Madam, how do you put pressure?
hold on. That the amendment for that electoral act was called for by the Senate in 2004. With the obedient movement, we did send some lawyers. We sent some people in partnership with some what do they call themselves, neutral organizations, to that amendment process. We submitted our own position and proposals for the amendment. Since that exercise was done early last year, we've not heard about it. So what you're talking now has already been, the government or the Senate has already looked into it. You are right in saying that they may or may not, but you and I know that to win these people are not people who abide by the laws of Nigeria. They do not obey your constitution. They don't. If we
Yeah,
must win
Bologna.
these people, right? You see that coalition, which is their strength, right? When people vote, everybody should move to coalition center. What we need to do is also look at the issues where you lost your cases, the cases that were submitted in court, the places where we lost in the rulings, whatever the lawyers or the judges used as you not having submitted sufficient evidence, we should be able to look at those things, look at the judgment again, and make sure that every one of those things that we get it right this time around. So if it was a
Yeah,
certain
Colonial.
form A that we did not have, that was not submitted, we make sure that this time around that document is live with us, 10,000 copies. We were accused of not having polling unit agents in all the polling units. So therefore, we did not have Labour Party. Did not have legal documents for electoral votes within certain polling units. Can we make sure at least we have more than enough polling agents to cover all polling units? That is where we can start from. Whatever
Yes,
coalition,
I agree.
whatever
I agree.
coalition you want to join, these are the issues that we need to look at.
See, if
Yes, I agree. But that's not a silver bullet in itself because you can see a lot of these guys are, from my own experience, at least I voted in 2023 and I know what I saw. The Labour Party agent in my polling unit, when I saw him, I didn't need anyone to tell me that this guy is an APC guy. There was winning a Labour Party tag, and it played out when when they were counting the votes, and people were arguing, and the guy was just sitting. I don't know. He was just gisting. It was a voter like me that was fighting and defending Labour Party. I know, so because I was being careful, I would just. I saw the guy. If you see him, you will know that this guy cannot be working for New Nigeria. He's a racket man. So even when you're talking about all these polling unit agents, more than 40% of them can easily be compromised. If you pay them 50K, APC will offer them 100,000, and you'll be sure 150 vote, they will change it to
No, no.
005,
It's
and
not it's market, not
your
for it's
agent will
market.
sign.
I beg. You guys are discouraging people. Though. I swear to God, this thing you are saying is true, right? But you're discouraging people to go out and vote. Please stop this. You are right. If they give them 50K, person can give them 200K, they can change the result. You are very right. But please stop. At least put some hope in people. I beg. Mr. Colade, can you cancel your request and resend? I cannot accept you. You can continue.
I beg,
But
it's
you
market,
see,
not
you
for
So
see,
it
we we'll
means
reality
do
that
now.
worse by lying to them now. We will do worse by lying to them. We will do worse
yeah,
by
and
lying.
so
so
and Polonium,
there's
this is for us to
something like
prepare very well.
that.
So, for example, you have to find a way to mitigate that risk. So, it's a risk that we have identified. And what do you need to do? It means that you don't have to be, you have to be thorough in selecting your polling unit agents.
So
There are actually ways that
you guys
can
all agree
share.
now there's
Can
no
I
way out.
can I just point out something? Because sometimes the kind of things I hear just make me laugh. Because it's like we
Anyway,
we make
guys, have a good one. Okay, bye.
we make it look like we're begging people to come and take back their country. If Nigerians don't want to take back their country, is it the suffer is not is everybody suffering it. So it's not like, oh, some people are suffering, some people are not suffering it. If Nigerians don't want to come back and go man their polling units, from there go to their collation centers, everybody should sit down. The shege is going round. The shege will move from Pro Max to Pro Max. Everybody will collect it. So we tend to come in here and feel like, oh, this relies on some of us to do it, to organize, to do this. Every Nigerian is seeing shege Pro Max right now. If he no touch you, he touch your neighbor. If you don't touch your neighbor, he touch your cousin. If you don't touch your cousin, he touch your village. Is it from insecurity to people's business crashing overnight? Is it from people's ambitions, life ambitions being shattered overnight? And everybody's not saying, oh, this. Right now, it is a Nigerian fight against the old order, against the people who have held us down. And when we talk about all these polling unit things, see, nobody is going to come from national, even the PDPs of old, even the APC. Politics.
The issue is that people react differently to situations. So, what you are talking about is actually the reason why some people, this sufferness, is actually the reason why some people will easily sell out. Because, there
them
are
out now.
levels to
We'll
these
continue
things
now.
at the polling unit because some magic will also happen at the polling units in certain areas. They will look away. And it's good to have this knowledge and this information so that you want to hire somebody in a bank or in a sensitive position, you have to maybe hire experts to do background checks, to make sure that they have not deleted their, former, but, I mean, I think it helps us. So this kind of information is good for us to know how to prepare, in my own opinion. But I completely agree with you that, if Nigerians find a rallying point in 2027, I actually think we'll be surprised the way the election will go if Nigerians are able to find, somebody. If by God's grace, a Labour Party does not succeed in destroying the platform, because I actually think the easiest platform for Peter Obi is still the Labour Party, no matter what anybody says. And then if
So at
Atiku
least
will
we
be
all agree that
magnanimous enough,
the one thing I'm happy is we all agree that PDP is buried right now. The only thing that is remaining is the day that
yeah.
they will print the
PDP
poster.
is with Wiki now. In fact,
PDP,
PDP is with Wiki. In fact, some
PDP
of
is
these PDP governors defecting. I will
see
not be
anybody
surprised if Wiki
expecting
has a hand in it.
governor now to support anything outside Tinubu is a joker. Let's start from Southeast. Is it Peter Mbada that wants to win election without rigging? He won the last one with rigging. How do you think it's this time around that opposition has become bigger that he will win with rigging? Let us come to South. Is it Omoeno that wants to win election without his godfather? Is it Sheriff Oworu that wants to win? Is it the one in River State that they practically bought his form for him that wants to win election with the people? These guys need to be rigged into office. Well, let us go to the Southwest. Is it Adeleke that wants to win election without rigging? And let us come to the middle belt. Which of them are dead? How many PDP governors do we have in the middle belt? That is just maybe okay, but even him, he can't even protect his people. Is it that one that wants to win election? So the fact is, the PDP is disseminated. There's nothing there at the moment. Where we have the
Yeah,
people, I'm not talking about a candidate anymore. The people are tired of the old order. And it's the people now that are coming together to say, we want to kick out the old order. But the thing is, like every other war that we've seen, let us go back to history, talk about the Roman Empire, talk about the Ottoman Empire. It is about a general that leads from the front. It is a general that the people believe in, that the people are going to say, even when you watch movies, you see like where the farmers decided to say, okay, we know that we do not have the best of weapons, but we will sacrifice our life because we believe in this leader that is rallying us together. That is what you want to see here. So any candidate we're talking about right now is the candidate that we already know that he goes into the market, you see the people rallying around him already. So all this trying to go around and say, oh, this one, it is but there is no but or ifs here. There's only one candidate right now that is talking differently from the old order. One that is talking about good governance, one that is talking about bringing a society that the rule of law exists, one that has compassion and he shows it everywhere, one that has the competence, the capacity. You see him everywhere. Yesterday he was in Anambra State. Today he's in Rome. You see him everywhere. He's respected across the world. This is the candidates we're talking about. All these other ones we're talking about. But the thing at the same time, me, I've gone past that part that we're begging Nigerians, oh, will you come out and vote? My brother, say your vote. No worry. You go chop indomie without geisha. Nothing.
I beg, how many investment it will break off from, bro?
It might not be, how many investments has this one brought to you? The one that went to Paris, what did he bring? It's not debt he brought from us. The contract they gave to
Why should he bring investment? Is that what he went there for?
obviously he rules from Paris. He only comes to do holiday in Nigeria.
He asked for you as all the travel where you travel. How many investment will you bring come back Nigeria?
Well, at the moment, the person that has the duty to bring investment doesn't bring. You people should continue waiting now.
No,
Nothing.
no,
Who
no
has
mind,
time to
no,
do
no,
debate?
no mind them.
There's no time to do debate anymore. Me, I'm not debating anymore. Everybody sell your vote. Vote Tinubu. Agbado, the con this time around will be roasted and burnt corn. The thing before it was cooked corn. Now go chop roasted corn. Constipation will keep people on the crease.
No, people will not vote Tinubu, and he knows that. He's not stupid. With the way things are, majority of Nigerians will not vote. Even his supporters, a lot of them are definitely are not going
But
to.
But
Mhm.
said even if people don't vote for him. So do you think he's going to just sit down? He will not grab it, snap. You have over 2,000. I think the polling units are like, is it close to 2,000? So what I'm saying, let me give you the simplest tip. If you want to win presidential election in this country, you need to have one agent in all the polling units, right?
My brother,
One
have you seen
agent.
how they do
In
elections in Kano? Who is the
yes,
agent? The whole people in
yeah,
the whole red cap people are the agents. Tinubu
in
did,
all the polling in all the 44 local governments, right? What I'm
have you
saying,
seen
look at
how Kano
you're
used
not
to do election? Did
you're
you
not,
see the day they gave
you're
us
not
judge?
you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. For example, NNPP, the last election, NNPP had a polling agent or two in all the 44 local governments in
My
Kano.
brother.
If not, you cannot protect the vote. So
NNPP,
you have to have that first.
NNPP, we saw how they were protecting their vote. Everybody in Kano
Yes,
State with red cap was
because no,
was an
because
agent. Go and rig it.
they follow their votes down to the
That is what
polling
I'm saying
units.
we need to do across Nigeria. Everywhere.
And I'm telling you that for you to do that in Nigeria, not be by this space, because people you are advising, people that are going to vote, 90% of them are not on spaces, they are not on
Do you
Twitter.
see me advising anybody? I'm not advising anybody. Everybody should sell their vote. Don't go and work in your local government. I mean, my local government, I will work in my local government. I will deliver my local government. That one is for sure. My local government, Tinubu will lose my local government. Even if he likes, he should come and sit in my local government. He will lose.
Yeah, you don't have to tell the people. A lot of people will sell their votes.
They should
A lot
sell
of,
it now.
particularly in the rural areas.
May they sell them
No,
now.
no, no,
Now,
no, no, no. Whether you tell them or not,
He go lose the other he
no
go win
this
the
and
other
no peace.
2,000 local government.
In the rural
But
area,
Madam Batista, you are very right. People will sell their votes.
no
That is fact.
problem.
in the
I know
rural
that.
area, a lot of votes are going to be sold. As a matter of fact, it's going to be in the open. You saw what happened in Edo State. So, and that's why if there's voter apathy in the 7, I think it's going to be victory for Tinubu, because the people who have commercial motivation